And we're live. It's in the paint. It's been a minute. Your brother Max 611 has been I got some things going on in the personal life. Big brother has some he ain't really got a life, so right, Chandler? He don't really have a life.
Listen, man. All I know is he angry, man.
Yeah, he angry. So this is In the Paint, the realest show in sports. I'm your host, Max 611. Welcome. We about to get into it, talk some sports. I got my brother Chandler with me. Thank you for joining us. How you been, Chandler?
I've been all right, man. I was fine until the Rangers dropped the puck tonight. So
Right. So you ready to get into this?
yeah.
All right. Tyson Fury, number 3, TKO's Deontay Wilder in the 11th round of their trilogy. What are your thoughts on the fight, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and where the heavyweight division is at?
I'm gonna be low energy tonight because I don't have a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
This was a good fight.
It was.
It was a action-packed fight. This was not a great fight, and these are not great fighters. Wilder, and we've talked about this how many years now? All he does is throw haymakers. It's all he does.
Right.
He doesn't box. He doesn't use strategy. He doesn't use his brain. He just tries to throw haymakers.
Right.
Tyson Fury is a very good heavyweight.
He is.
He ain't great. This was a good fight. It was action-packed. It ended about the way we all thought it would, around the 11th round, somewhere in that neighborhood. Right. Wilder would go down. He would make a bunch of excuses. He would blame everybody from the sun was in his eyes to Mark Gruden, who he already fired. Owl. I am extremely offended by people who want to say this was a great heavyweight bout. It offends me.
Yes.
Okay, I am offended by people who put this in the class of Liston and Clay.
Right. Ali and Frazier.
Ali and Foreman. Ali and anybody. Okay.
Right.
Ali and Jerry Coatsy. Okay?
Right. Remember, we spoke on the phone the other day. Ken Norton broke Ali's jaw.
Thank you. All right. Ernie Shavers. Listen, Muhammad Ali ducked Ernie Shavers for years because Ernie Shavers was gonna break him. Like Ivan Drago, I must break you. Okay.
Right.
This was a good fight, and for this era of boxing,
right,
it was a great fight.
Right.
The higher era of boxing, it was a very good fight between very good boxers. That's it.
Entertaining.
Yeah, and Deontay Wilder, listen, bro. I said this 5 years ago that you were terrible, that you refused to learn the box, and you refused to change your style.
Right.
Nothing's changed. And at this point, I think the heavyweight division is honestly, to me, it's mediocre because who is Fury going to fight? Anthony Joshua, who's doing this for the paychecks? The dude Usyk, who, okay.
I like Usyk, but he's small.
Too, but if he beats Joshua again, you know doggone well Fury's going to take 3 years to fight him, or Fury will retire before he fights him.
No, I think Fury wants to fight him because he can beat Usyk because of the size.
But see, Usyk looks like a guy who's smart enough to understand that I need to fight my style.
Yeah. He
so
will.
You can go ahead and put on all the weight you want. I'm just gonna get on the bicycle, jab, move, jab, move. Right. Which is what Wilder should have done, which he didn't do. Usyk looks smart enough to do that. That would be a boring fight, but Usyk would win that fight.
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't see the promoters letting that happen because, as we've said ad nauseum on the show, the promoters are ruining boxing.
Right. Wilder made slight adjustments. Early in the fight, he was throwing a jab to the body. Now it looked awkward because he's not the smoothest technician, but he threw it, and then he got his corner. He said, "What are you doing?" Around the fourth, fifth round, he said, "Yo, keep throwing that jab." Another thing that Wilder does that frustrates and annoys me is he holds his hands low. He's an athletic guy, but he's an awkward puncher and boxer, and
Right.
he still hasn't learned how to be crisp. And it's hard for the new trainer to dig away all the old stuff that he's done and the patterns that he's in. And we might not ever see Wilder be a better boxer, but he showed some improvement. He's a tough guy though,
Yeah,
because
and that's great. Listen, he's a warrior. He's a loser. He's a loser. I'm this warrior nonsense. Okay, you're a loser. But
you cracked me up when you said that.
here's the thing. He came in there muscle bound, right?
Right. He put on some muscle.
Sucking wind by the third round. Mark Breland
Right.
kept trying to get him to be live, to be flexible,
right. Be on his toes,
to not have so much muscle, but to be toned, right?
Right.
If he had come in there at 225, which is
his normal weight.
Right?
That's like his normal fighting weight, between 225 230.
25, right? He would have beat Fury. He would have beat him because he would have had the wind, right, to go with the
Right.
power. He has natural punching power. He has something you can't teach. Like
Yep.
his natural power is what most
Yep.
people in the gym trying to get. That's his
Right.
natural
Right.
power, right?
Right.
That's
I think if he fought Joshua, he would beat Joshua because he would knock Joshua out.
absolutely. He country strong. You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
country,
Right. And
Alabama. He country strong.
and Fury is England,
Yeah.
European strong.
Yeah. So you have to combat the weight of Fury
Right.
with being quick enough, right, to get on your bicycle, whoop, 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 move, whoop, 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 move, whoop, 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 move, and you.
But he doesn't fight like
tire
that.
himself out. You let the big man tire himself out.
Right.
But
Right. And
Fury, a Wilder got this thing in his head. I got to stand in the middle of the ring and be a man. Okay, bro, you lost.
right. Also, some fighters, when they knock somebody down, they don't sometimes go for the knockout. They continue to box to get the KO. Wilder sees that, and then he starts getting real wild.
Yes.
And he did that in this fight. I think between the 3 fights, they knocked each other down 9 times.
And yet Fury didn't lose any of those bouts.
Right.
Because Fury was smart enough to understand at a certain point, okay, he's sucking wind. Yeah, he knocked me down. But if I take the rest of the energy out of his body, when he goes down again, by the way, you had your eardrum punctured.
Again.
Yes.
Second time.
I said that in the second one where he blamed breathing. Dude, when you listen from your ear, that's not good.
No. And I used to think Fury wasn't a hard puncher. He hits hard.
Listen, that dude is 6'9", all right? He's 6'9", 270. I don't want to hear about you're a soft puncher. I tell you what, everybody who think you're a soft puncher, let him come up to you and punch you in the face.
And he hold back on the punch too. He give you 50%.
Yeah.
You still be hurting for a week.
Yeah, that's why I say he's not a hard puncher. He understands the amount of force that he's bringing. Okay?
Right.
He ain't kill nobody. He's trying to win a fight. I actually like Fury because of who he is. Not so much as because of his boxing, but because he's a decent human being, man.
Right.
And that's rare. That's rare in boxing.
You know what? Deontay outside of the ring, out when the cameras aren't on, Deontay's a good dude also.
I think he is. Now something goes off in his head, and when he's in the ring, he becomes a clown. But neither one of them are like you. We've known some boxers that are terrible people, bro. All right? We've known them. They are not terrible people. They're good people in a sport that requires you to be awful sometimes.
Right. Right. For me, the heavyweight division is Fury, Usyk,
Yeah.
Joshua, Wilder, Ruiz, and then there are a couple of other guys who are up and coming, which none of those guys are really gonna fight
Yeah.
right now. They're gonna avoid them because they might lose.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they would lose because Wilder just has the he has the Thanos.
Yeah, but you know what? You should go for that. You should went for the head. The Fury went for the head.
Right. My cousin L is a AJ fan. I don't know why. AJ is the most polished boxer out of this group.
That's why. That's why.
But his chin is glass.
Yes. But if you love boxing, and you see Anthony Joshua fight, you'll be a fan because
Right.
he is, from a technical standpoint, dude. He's
Right.
so pretty. It's so pretty.
Right.
The movement is so pretty.
He has he reminds me of Lennox Lewis, Klitschko's. Because he's fighting with their trainers and they've taught him that style. That's the style he's using.
Yeah, but he's much more polished than Lennox Lewis, honestly. Far more polished. Lennox Lewis always looked a little awkward. He was just jab, 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 and he was. Anthony Joshua is just poetry in motion. But if you hit him, he going down like a sack of potatoes. But
Right.
if you watch him box, right, if you just watch his fight, watch him. Don't look at the other guys. Just watch him. Oh my God,
Right.
he is technically what you want every kid in the gym, right, to be. That's how you want them fighting. That's how you want them moving their feet, the body shifts, the weight shifts, all that. That's what you want them to do until he gets hit.
And then it's oh my God.
Yeah, then it's a wrap.
Ruiz, we talked about Ruiz.
Yeah.
I like Ruiz. Ruiz is a really solid boxer.
Yes.
Has really decent power.
Yes.
For a big guy, he can move.
Yes.
With the exception of the second fight against Joshua, when he came in the ring, and when he took the robe off, we was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, he came in sweating rib juice. So I don't know what happened. My man had the buffet plate in his hand while I was announcing, "What's going on, son?" Come on. Listen, is another one who technically very sound.
Yes.
His problem is when
the weight.
At anything, and they give you a golden ticket comes.
Yeah, and I think after the fight, he caught a couple of sponsorships and endorsements.
Yes, while he was on the way to the buffet table, right?
Right. And then his trainer said, he said publicly, he said, "Yeah, you don't come to the gym no more. I can't find them."
He's eating. He ain't got time to come to the gym. He's eating. Got steak, got scrimps, not shrimps, scrimps. Okay?
Right.
When you get money, it's scrimps now. Okay, prawns.
Yep.
Right.
Prawns. Yep. Let's bring in Reg and Jay and let them chime in.
What up, Reg?
Yo, what's up, y'all?
Right.
What's up, Reg? What's up, Jay?
What's going on?
I want y'all to chime in on the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder trilogy and the 11th round TKO.
Go ahead, Reg.
You go ahead first, so.
All right, I'm gonna tell you. Deontay's a warrior. He just didn't fight. He didn't stay with his game plan. That's the problem.
Right.
There was when he first came out in the first 2 rounds, it looked like okay, he's doing something, but he couldn't keep up stamina wise. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, he had no defense. If you keep your head in there on the center line, you're going to get hit.
Right, and
it's just what it is.
And you hold your hands low.
Yeah, and he had no legs.
Right,
his legs
never
was wobbly.
Legs.
Yes, his legs was wobbly that whole fight. Until he really establishes some type of defense, and I think he bulked up a little too much for this fight.
Chandler said that.
Yeah, I don't think there was any reason to do all that, because he was knocking dudes out much smaller. when he was much smaller. So I guess he felt like he had to beat him with power. But if he would have just stayed patient, I think he would have been able to beat Fury.
Right.
But, you know, he just was going for that knockout, you know. I think he needs to take off about 6 to 9 months and regroup. Get himself checked out because his ear was bleeding again. That's a concern.
He had a busted eardrum. This is the second time he's had.
That's the second time. Yeah.
Yep.
He got suspended for 6 months because of that. They won't let him fight for 6 months until a doctor clears him.
Yeah, but
Fury also got suspended too.
Yeah.
For 3 months, I believe.
Okay.
You talking about the first time? I mean, the second time?
No. Right now.
Oh. Well, he needs to take at least 6 to 9 months off. I mean, just to regroup and make sure he's okay with everything, because he definitely has a couple concussions.
Definitely.
He got hit too many times in the same spot. He just didn't look like he was all there.
Right. Well, he got mashed on the temple.
Yeah. I just feel like that whole, that whole card, it was nothing what I expected. I wanted it more. I was really disappointed in that whole event, honestly.
I didn't watch the card.
Oh, man.
I was like, nah, y'all not. I'll wait for the main event.
I thought the preliminaries were going to be better. They were horrible. The main cards were horrible. I was so disappointed. I was just getting drunk watching it like, damn, these motherfucking boxers suck. Excuse my language. But, I was so, like, I don't know if you talk about the undercards, because we could talk about the undercards
no,
too.
I did not. I didn't watch them, so I ain't gonna talk about them.
All right, I was gonna say some stuff, but that's it. That's all I got for that. But I give it to Deontay, man. He's a warrior taking all that abuse.
So Jay, what do you think is next for Fury, and what do you see coming down the line in the heavyweight division?
And he's supposed to be fighting Dylan White.
Who?
Fury.
Well, he gonna knock him out.
I mean, that's what they're saying right now, is that he's supposed to be fighting him. That's supposed to be the next fight.
I could go get one of my aunts to knock out Dylan White.
I'm just saying that's what they're saying. I don't know how true it is, but you know how boxing is. They'll say one thing now, and then 6 months later, it's somebody else.
Hey, that's a payday for White. That's not a fight I want to see, because he's a placeholder.
Well, who else is going to be a good match for him? Usyk.
Usyk.
That's about it.
Usyk would be the one, because he has Joshua's belt or belts.
Yeah, Joshua's horrible.
And if Fury beats Usyk, then you fight Joshua, and then you can retire.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's nobody else right now. You got that one kid, Anderson, but he's not ready.
Right. I don't want to Fury versus Ruiz. We gonna see who they first. They gonna see who can eat the most.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I would love to see him come back.
Who, Ruiz?
Yeah, and do something, because I don't know, man. He was a different person in that fight.
Right. He got
I don't know if he got overconfident or if he took the fall. I don't know.
He got nice hand skills. He knows how to box.
Yo, Chance. I see you now. I swear, I think he took. I'm not gonna say he took the fall, but I feel like
he took the fallback money. They say, here's a check.
It was like, yo, go eat.
Go
you know
eat.
What I'm saying? Come in, looking a little bigger, and
come in morbidly obese.
And Joshua's gonna wash you. It was just like night and day though from the first fight. So I just don't see how that happens.
Really? He did the I'll be sure.
Oh, you stupid. Yo, on some real shit though. Like it was two different boxes. Two different fighters from the first fight to that fight. It was like, is this the same dude? Yeah. I just don't know how you go from somebody that's really unknown to be champion, then all of a sudden you like, you know what? I don't want this shit no more. Give it back to this dude that you knocked that quit. Not even knock him out. He quit the fight. He quit. that first fight. He was like, I don't want any more of this punishment.
Yep. Reg, so your thoughts, brother?
It was a good fight, but I'm done, bro. I'm like, I don't even want to see it again. This dude is taking licks. His ears is bleeding. He could fight anybody but Fury, because to me it doesn't seem like he could beat him at all, bro.
No, Styles make fights, and Fury's style is just
until it's probably too late in the game, but until he learns how to box, he can punch. But until he learns the art of boxing, it's a wrap for him. He's not going to beat this dude.
Right.
Yeah, that's what Malik Scott is trying to do. You know, he not to interrupt, but Malik Scott was just saying how, you know, it's difficult because he only had so much time with him for him to like start from zero.
Right. He did get him to throw the jab early in the fight, and then Deontay stopped doing it.
He did. Yeah, he just couldn't keep up with that shit.
Mark Breland was a great technical boxer, okay?
Yes, sir.
And was training him. He didn't want to listen to Mark Breland, right? So now Malik Scott comes in. He don't want to listen to Malik Scott. I'm tired of people making excuses for Deontay Wilder, okay? At a certain point, you have to look at yourself and say, listen, I don't know who I was having this conversation with, but the greats, you know how they get better? They look at their failures. They don't look at their success. Like when you were in school, right, and you wanted to get your grade point up, did you work on the stuff you were good at, or did you work on the classes you weren't good at? Right? If you weren't
the stuff I wasn't good at.
Tutor.
I didn't really work at all, but that's a whole nother.
Right? Or you worked on your spelling, all of that.
Right.
Refuses to acknowledge where he is failing.
No, you're right. Absolutely.
Right.
And that's what, but that's how you're supposed to do it.
Right.
You're supposed to watch film not for what you're doing right, but what you're doing wrong.
Right. I had a conversation with Carl, and we were talking about Floyd. Floyd went from an offensive boxer, knocking people out at the lower weights, and then he transformed himself into a counterpuncher defensive fighter.
Right.
The Klitschko's went from they used to try to slug with people.
Right.
As big as they were, that wasn't a style conducive for them because they got knocked out. So they went and became, you know, a version of Lennox Lewis, which was, I'm big and I'm gonna hit you with this stiff jab. I'm gonna hit you with this stiff jab all night.
Right.
And you can't do nothing about it. And they transformed and became, you know, they held the belts for 10 years or more. And it's not that I really don't like the Klitschko's because their era, they didn't fight anybody.
Because they're Russian.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm kidding.
And you know, and I won't argue with anybody because they are gonna go in the Hall of Fame.
Of course.
Me, if I had a vote, I wouldn't vote for them because I'm like, you fought in a whack era. You struggle with Chris Bird.
Yeah, but you know, but that's what it is, though. It's you know, timing is everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Floyd. Let's say Floyd fought in the 80s with all the greats. Look, Chandler almost had a heart attack. He wouldn't be able to last.
I don't know about that.
Listen,
what?
If he had fought in that era,
in that era,
he would have been a much better boxer. He would not be undefeated. Don't get it twisted.
No, that's
probably not. But it would have been great to see him fight a guy like Marvin Hagler.
But that's what I'm saying. He would be mentioned.
Well, not Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler too big.
When you fight Hagler, Aaron Pryor, Hearn, you know what I'm saying?
Hearns,
Alexis Arguello.
You got to step your game up, son.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's different. Everybody's in a different. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody comes in this era or whatever era it is, and that's just what it is. It's like he wasn't meant to be. Right. He wasn't meant to be for that era. He's meant to be for this era and be undefeated. Yeah, because he fought. I'm not saying he fought bums, but you know, he fought a lot of guys that were on their way out.
Yeah, he fought some guys. Listen, I hate.
No, He fought some good dudes. Don't get
He
me
fought
wrong.
who he was supposed to fight, and he
That's
fought
just what it is.
everybody. He fought everybody at the time he could.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
were
Boxing is just a different sport now. It's a different. It's just different.
right.
It's a
It's
business. It's not a sport. I
Yeah.
feel it's a business.
It's definitely it's been a business. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It definitely
But
been a business.
even more so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Now, so it's
Finally
worse.
realize that. The boxers finally realized, yo, this is a business, son. So no, I ain't fighting you. I'm gonna wait 5 years till lost a little bit, and now you can't get up on your toes. Now I'm gonna fight you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what makes it disgusting.
We still won't get
No, it's funny. People say that Floyd ducked people, right? So I remember when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. He was approaching Sugar Shane Mosley, and he was approaching De La Hoya, and they were like, "Well, no, we can't fight you because man, you're not there yet." Yada yada yada, right? So he becomes Money Mayweather, and both of them on their way out, they wanted to fight him now.
Yeah. Hate it.
Right, and so I go to people and they talk about this ducking. I'm like, well, they ducked him.
Yeah.
A lot of people duck, especially in our so-called era.
Right.
I mean, the era before that. I mean, it was our era before that too. But I'm just saying, like in this like late, I'd say late '90s, 2000s, a lot of people are ducking each other. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
But people wasn't ducking back in the day.
Just
not in the 80s, 70s, 80s.
70s,
But they
80s.
were. There was a lot of tomato cans in there, but they still fought guys in their prime because they had to in order to maximize the money because the money wasn't as big as it is now. It's like you had to buy World of Sports. You know what I'm
But back in the day, the best fought the best, though.
Right. Listen,
of course they had to, but they did it.
Y'all know I love Sugar Ray Leonard. I love Tommy Hearns. They lost in the amateurs to Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor wanted to fight both of them. They said, "Yeah, we'll fight you," but then suddenly Sugar Ray Leonard, they were always a weight class or 2 weight classes ahead of Aaron Pryor.
Yeah.
So they had 140, 147. Aaron Pryor was at 135. He moved up to 140. They were like, let me go up to 154.
We gotta get bigger.
Finally, they went to 160 and they avoided Aaron Pryor.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Because that boy could hit. Are you kidding me?
What?
Aaron Pryor was he was a beast.
He was.
Beast.
Yeah. Let's move on a little bit. I know this happened a couple of weeks ago, but I did want to touch on Manny Pacquiao and his career. Manny is retiring finally. One of the best little men we've seen in history.
What?
He put his hand like him. He's retiring. He should have retired maybe 3-5 years ago for me. Manny was an excellent puncher. One of the best.
He was a competitor.
Yes.
Simple and plain. He was a competitor.
He has some great fights in his career.
I just hope he stays retired.
Yeah.
He won't. He's a politician. He ain't staying retired. He's a liar and he needs money.
Chandler, stay lit, boy.
Chandler look like he had a podium right now.
Let's talk about the wars he was in. Barrera 2 times. Marquez 4 times.
Now, those were some good fights, Marquez.
That was good.
Morales 3 times. Bradley 3 times. The Bradley fights were snooze fest to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they neither one of them wanted to really get in there and engage.
Yeah.
But Manny Pacquiao is a superb boxer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I gotta give him his props.
Okay. If you say so.
Jay, Reggie?
No, I agree. I definitely agree. I gotta give him his respect, man. He was a competitor.
Yeah.
He didn't really care who he fought. He was there putting in the work, you know?
Chandler, Dom said you the real Chandler, hater supreme. He's back.
Listen, only thing I want from Manny Pacquiao was some pancit. Outside of that, I got no use for him. For those of you who know, pancit is a Filipino dish, best made by moms. It is amazing.
Okay.
It is the greatest thing you will ever eat. Outside of that, I got no use for Pacquiao.
Why? Break it down for me. Where does your disdain come from?
Because outside of Marquez,
mm-hmm.
I don't see any fights where he really looked any.
Go watch the Morales fights and the Barrera fights. They were shooting joints.
I was not impressed. I was never. The only time I ever rooted for Pacquiao was because he was fighting Mayweather. Outside of that, I was never impressed by Manny Pacquiao.
I mean, he put it on one time.
I thought he was overrated.
You could feel that way.
He put it on Keith Thurman.
Huh?
Well, Keith Thurman, Pretty Man needs to get out of boxing.
I'm just saying, but he still put it on him. Manny was older.
Listen, Thurman wants to go to Tibet and be a shaman, and he wants to be a man with the world, all this mysticism. Go do that, bro.
He's the Kyrie Irving. Listen, I could beat Keith Thurman. I got nerve damage in this arm. I can't bend and I can't stand, and I could beat Keith Thurman.
Oh, wow. I don't know. That's what he told me.
Uh-oh.
He said he's gonna knock Taylor out.
That's okay.
One time for a reason.
We got our brother from the NC is in the house.
All right.
Big Dom.
Chandler looking like the supreme hater.
Is that a Marvel character? The supreme hater.
Oh my God. How y'all doing? I'm sorry.
What's up?
Good.
Great,
brother.
How you doing, Dom?
What's up, Reg, Jay?
Dom, we want you to chime in on Manny Pacquiao. What are your thoughts on him retiring?
Hey, job well done, man. I mean, anybody that can stick around that long in any sport, you got to give him his props. I mean,
right.
You know, I'm not Chandler. I don't hate the sun. I don't hate bacon in the morning, but
I don't eat pork, so
you know what I mean. Chandler wake up mad at Cheerios, shit. But that being said, you got to give the guy props, man. You know, I was actually listening to y'all about Mayweather, and that's why I wrote that. You know, if he had that bottle Aaron Pryor had, he would have needed it back then because he might have got his clock rang a few times. But then again, guys, that's the boxing we remember.
Right.
You know, now you got 101 divisions, 64,000 belts.
Right.
You know, it's so watered down. I mean, I watched the Fury fight on YouTube the day after.
Right.
Good fight. You know, they was battling. But that's so far and in between now that I don't know. I gave up on boxing years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to chime in on the NBA when y'all get to that damn boxing. Boring. I'm like Chandler now. The haters coming out.
Too funny.
Well, let's move on. The prodigal son.
Oh my God.
Is this Kyrie?
No.
Yes. Brooklyn point guard Kyrie Irving and his vaccination issues. And also the Nets aren't negotiating with him for that extension.
No.
You can't blame him.
No, you can't.
No kidding.
Can't blame him.
Nope.
And I'm not even talking about the vaccination issue, but you can't blame him. I think they made a big mistake getting rid of Spencer Dinwiddie. That's my Dinwiddie. That's my.
I agree.
And Karis LeVert.
Karis LeVert, but who's hurt again, unfortunately.
Right. And Jared Allen.
Yeah.
We're not even going to go there.
You guys know I've defended Kyrie ad nauseum. I've defended him at every turn. Because I'm all about with professional athletes, do what's best for you. Screw that organization because they're gonna screw you.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
But listen, man, I can't on this one. You've taken shot after shot after needle after pill after shot. from the time you were in college to now. You ain't know what the hell was in it. They said, take this, Kyrie. You said, okay.
And we just tape up your ankle.
Right? Now your body's a temple. Now your body's a temple. Man, miss me with this nonsense. Okay? Listen, dude. If I'm the Nets, I buy him out. The hell with trading him. I buy him out right now. Goodbye.
You know they can't do that. That's a heavy buyout.
I don't care.
Yeah, they can't do that.
I don't care because what's the alternative? I'm paying you, even though I'm paying you less, I'm still paying you millions of dollars to do nothing for me. That's lost sunk money. That's sunk cost, right? That money's already spent. You never get that money back. No matter whether you trade him, you're not getting that money back. So cut your losses, right? Buy him out and move on. Listen, I respect Kyrie. I respect a lot of things he's done. Like I said, I will support every professional athlete who says it's about me, not y'all, because y'all gonna use me up and throw me away. But on this one, bruh, I'm not trying to hear you right now. Now you took one of your voice for the voiceless. No, here's a thought. How about you be a voice that shuts up and goes away?
But here's the weird thing, guys, and I won't say much because I want to keep it private. But this is a guy that's got something to say about everything, and then wants to get quiet when somebody asks him a question. If it was just about the vaccine, guys, I would be in the middle because I still believe, even though I've been vaccinated, I believe people still have a choice.
Yes.
I understand that part. But now you're mixing apples and oranges with this. I'm just trying to stand up for the unvaccinated. I'll tell you what, guys, it would not surprise me. Come next Tuesday, Kyrie's going to come out and say, I've had the vaccine all the time. I was just standing up for those that didn't want to take it. If it was just about the vaccine with him, I would give him a pass. But it's always something with him. Let's just keep it real, guys. If it ain't a vaccine, it's the moon, it's the stars. It's, again, I'm not one of those guys that would tell somebody what to do. But let's keep it 100%, man. You're an athlete. You're paid to play basketball. You're not curing your world hunger. You're not making the next atomic bomb. Just play ball. If you got something to say, yes, use your voice. But you can't use your voice if you're not playing. He's one accident after another, guys. I'm sorry. He's unacceptable.
He's more diva than Diana Ross has ever been.
Oh,
wow.
Oh,
wow.
He
said he didn't want to be a distraction, though.
I'll be honest, guys. I don't think I ever seen anybody in sports like this. Think about that.
Yeah, 100% right. But let me throw. I just want to throw this up. If it wasn't for his past exploits, you understand what I'm saying? If it wasn't for his past exploits, I'm not talking. I'm talking about his off-court issues or whatever the heck was going on. I mean, in Cleveland before LeBron came, he wasn't doing too much. He wasn't making that kind of noise. Whatever. After that, I think somebody said a couple of 7-minute quarter in that fourth quarter against Golden State when he
got red hot.
Huh?
When he got red hot.
When he got red hot, that's what got him this contract, this, that, and the other. I don't think Kyrie is that player. Not saying that he shouldn't have a voice. I'm not going to sit here and sit down and tell you, no, sit down, play ball, be quiet, whatever. But my thing is this. If it was somebody else, let's hypothetically say, let's just say if it was Kevin Durant that felt that way,
right?
Will we be having this conversation? That's all I'm asking.
Probably so.
You think so?
No, we wouldn't. No.
Not to the level that we're having it because it is Kyrie and Kyrie's a lightning rod.
Exactly. So if it was a Kevin Durant, let's even say a LeBron James. Nobody would even be having this conversation if that's how he truly felt. The man is just expressing his opinion on something that's, I guess, to him, means something to him. You understand? He wants to speak up for the people that can't speak up, whatever. I think it's a bunch of BS with Chandler. I really do. But would you take that out of the equation and what he's saying and what he feels, he has a right to feel the way he does.
Yes.
Yes.
You understand? But I mean, if it's costing him money, the way we just found out that it might be costing him money, if the money doesn't mean anything to him and he's standing on his principles behind that, by all means, I'll stand behind him on that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think he's on this one, Chandler, on this one, I'm with him. You understand? Because regardless of what's going on, he's standing up for something.
True.
And he's damned if he's like, yo, if I'm losing money, I'm losing money. Now, if he goes and folds, anything else, if he folds on this, anything else that ever comes out of his mouth would be death. I would be death.
So Reg, did Wiggins fold?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
That took about a week.
He said, what?
But he folded. So, like, where can I go? And remember, he's Canadian, so he's from Canada too.
Yeah.
So was Wiggins fronting?
Yes.
Nah.
Or did he say, wait a minute, that first check ain't coming?
Did he? Well, did he
need that?
But did he fold? Or, I mean, of course, we're just speculating. But you're in a team sport,
right.
and
that's what makes it that's what makes it difficult.
Right.
I get that. I get that part of it.
All that great stuff Reggie was saying, I agree 100%. So you got two choices. You're either with us or you're not with us. So I commend Brooklyn, because Brooklyn didn't wait for him to say he's with us or without us. They said, we're without you.
Right.
I give them credit for that. Now, I will say this, guys. We've talked about this via Texas and many times. This was a Pandora's box that was going to get open. It was bound to happen. I mean, I hate to be a Kyrie, because he says some off-the-wall stuff to begin with, but this box was going to be open sooner or later, fellas.
Okay.
And it's really not going to close, because someday somebody's going to challenge this and say, you are stopping me from making a living. You are taking away my rights. One, forcing me to do something. If y'all are watching off the sports tip, if y'all are watching the people that are losing jobs, the same people that you had and you called heroes when there wasn't no vaccine.
Exactly.
You're willing to fire them right now.
Exactly.
Right now. And it's coming from the same people, not to politicize it, because this is where they went wrong with this. These mandates are coming from the same people that back in November, December, didn't want to take the shot. I don't trust it.
Exactly.
I want everybody to take it. Now that's borderline, I hate to say illegal, but to force somebody to do something to make a living. 42 million people quit their jobs in August.
Right. I have a friend who's a nurse, and I spoke to her, and I was like, yo, so did you take the shot? She was like, hell no. And this is a nurse. And I just laughed. Yo, Jay had to leave, so he said peace to everybody.
But here's the thing, Mac, and understand where everybody's saying. My problem with all of these people is they are just regurgitating nonsense when they say why they don't want to take it, right? And it goes back to Thompson with the politicizing. Is everybody wants to talk about my rights, my rights, my rights, my rights. Where the hell were you last year, year before, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now suddenly, you want to get on the soap when there were other things you could have stood up for along with
exactly.
Not instead of along with this, you remain silent. But now that this is some kind of issue, again, politicized,
absolutely,
football is going back and forth. Now suddenly you got moral. Now suddenly, no, I have rights and I have a choice.
Can I?
Part that bothers me.
Right.
Can I Okay,
Yeah,
now
Reggie, interject.
this might be a little off the wall, maybe the same, but not. But can we I don't want to use it as an example, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway. Let's go back to 1990.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Certain person contracted HIV.
Right.
Mhm.
He quit.
Well,
Quit basketball.
he
Hold
didn't
on.
quit. He that was forced on him to quit.
Okay.
But go ahead, Reggie.
But then came back, and I think
Mhm.
did he play maybe half a season or something like that?
He played a bit that season.
He played a bit that season.
Right.
Now, I know people had strong feelings against him playing because we didn't know what this virus, how if the virus can be
Transmitted through sweat.
transmitted through sweat, bodily fluids. I think that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't see these dudes playing basketball with a mask on their face either.
Right. Right. And then to keep it for 1990, the person who was most adamant did that because he saw a chance for his team to go past the Lakers, and that's Karl Malone, who's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But
We-
that being said, what Reggie's saying is right. Again, like this, we didn't know much about it. I mean, I got my degree in biology and COVID in the last 18 months, like the rest of y'all. We didn't know a lot about AIDS and HIV then. So of course, it could have been Karl Malone or Saddam Hussein. It was the fear in people. Now, with this case, there's too many people with too much different data to tell you. Remember, guys. I don't want to make this a science show, but remember, it was only a year ago that they was telling us only people 65 or older could get the shot. Remember?
Go ahead.
Then all of a sudden it was everybody got to get the shot. Then it got to where, okay, Reggie's son can't play DYA high school ball until he gets the shot. And they were last on the list. They weren't even on the list. There wasn't even a list for them. But now it's becoming this mandate. Now, I do understand herd immunity and all of that good stuff. You don't got to be a scientist to understand that. There is such thing as herd immunity. But that being said, the part that's really burning my bridges is the same people. And it's going on in the armed forces right now, guys. There's hundreds of thousands of armed forces members that are refusing to take the shot. The same ones that you sent to the Javits Center, to boats in New York, to places in Los Angeles when there wasn't no shot. So if you trusted that they would be safe then, what has changed?
Well, that's the thing, Dom. First of all, there was no trust that they would be safe. They didn't care if they were safe or not, because
That too, Chandler. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, it wasn't that only those 65 and over. They got head of the line because they were therefore they were immunocompromised. They got head of the line. It wasn't they were the only ones that could get it. It was let's get them immunized first, then get everybody else. It wasn't we only doing them. See, there's a lot of this that and again, people say, well, people still get COVID. Dude, you still get the flu when you take the flu shot.
Exactly.
So
right.
And
that's my point.
They've turned this, and those same people in Washington on both sides of the aisle, because I don't differentiate all politicians. You're all a bunch of damn liars, right?
Hold on.
They've turned this into a thing where, listen, when have we ever seen Big Pharma cooperate with each other? When have we ever seen
Chandler?
Rarely.
Chandler.
Never.
Okay, so now we're peeling all these layers. What's the common denominator in whole thing?
Money.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. So
thank you. And this is why they jumped on board and saying what they're saying.
Yes.
Right. So fellas, since we talking about money, I hope y'all all invested in Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Pfizer.
Go Pfizer. But anyway,
I said invest.
Oh yeah, invest in all
buy
of them.
those stocks.
Invest in all of them. But what they didn't realize was how badly the economy, and we talked about this, Matt, when this first started,
Mm.
the economy was going to be impacted. When these companies who are so worried about proprietary stuff allow their scientists to work together, what that says is so many people not either dying or not working, right?
Right.
It's country shutting down and they losing money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, how can they have cancer? Because cancer isn't costing them money; it's making them money. COVID is making them money.
Now, when you
so they want COVID gone so they can continue making money.
I will.
Go
I
ahead.
will.
Go ahead, Don.
I will go back to last year's show. Everything Chandler said. Now, let again, guys. We're all not scientists, but we're all not stupid.
Right.
When I said to 65 and over, then it went to underlying condition. Do you know that 77.8? You know I'm a numbers guy. 77.8% of the COVID deaths in the United States was obesity. 77% of the people that died from COVID were obese. Now, I'm not saying that's the underlying condition. But again, when you follow the bouncing ball, it went to we know nothing. Then we know people 65 and older got to get it. Then we went to underlying conditions. Then we went to everybody. But here's the funny thing, guys, mixing this with sports. Who was the first league to cave during COVID? The NBA. They were the first ones to cave. And I brought it up to y'all last year. Come May 15th, the check stopped.
Yes.
And everybody that didn't want to go to a bubble, not like the bubble was COVID free, not like the bubble had this vaccine already, they chose to go because of the money. So for you to sit back now with this moral high ground, don't think people are that stupid and we forgot that fast. It was only a year ago, guys. Matter of fact, yeah, it was a little over a year that we had this conversation.
Yep.
And I brought up May 15th, the check stopped, watch everybody run to the bubble. But what did the NBA do? When there was no guidelines, there was none of this de Blasio and New York and their mandates. There was none of that. But we sent everybody to Florida, put them in a damn basket and said, go play ball because we need the revenue.
By the way, but Dom, people are that stupid because they have forgotten that.
I know they did, Chandler.
Yes,
that's why we're here.
Yeah, because they continue to, you know what? Listen, y'all know this. I hate people. Individual persons are fine. People are stupid. Okay? People are stupid because most people don't want to think for themselves. They want someone to tell them what to do. Right? That's why you have people who could advance in jobs and don't want to. Well, they ain't gonna let me. Who the hell is they? Who are the they? Show me they. Right? We've all heard that the mysterious they who won't let this happen and the they who won't let that happen. People are stupid, and that's what is the worst part of this is because they're just swallowing whatever they're being told on both sides. Again, both sides. When the reality is that they are the people who are making money off of our suffering.
Right. And have been since day one that this thing started.
The best thing about this, guys, is one, this is crossing all the aisles, all the colors, all the money brackets. There's people on all of those sides that are either for it or against it. And there's going to come a time, guys, trust me, where somebody brings this up the ladder and says, you are preventing me from making a living. And I don't think that's legal, guys. I am not a legal scholar. I'm just thinking outside the box that how could Max tell me I cannot? You see what the airlines are doing. One of them got rid of 60,000 employees. So now you're gonna sit there and tell me we went from nobody could go to work because we wanted everybody on lockdown except New York City. And I remember y'all telling me the subways were running, the buses were running. Now you got to have the super vaccine to play a basketball game, but you didn't give two shits then.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you're taking the moral high ground.
Right. And
No.
You know, you talk about New York City. Y'all know my ex, Marcy. She's been working for MTA close to 30 years. MTA now has got to a point where they said if you don't have the vaccine, you got to come and be tested before you can go to work.
Right.
There's going to come a point because MTA don't like spending money. For those who
also Chandler, they trying to get people who retired. They trying to get them to come back.
Yes, because MTA don't like losing money. For those who don't know about mass transit, that is the best union in the world. You could literally murder the president on video in the train yard, okay, with a signed affidavit, and the MTA union will get you your job back. Be very clear on that.
Listen, I have friends and family who work for MTA. They all driving Beamers, Lexuses, and living good.
So MTA is now is going to get to a point where they're going to tell them, listen, we're going to take you out of service if you don't get the shot. That's what. So
but this is
like Dom is saying. It's this whole insidious thing that has nothing to do with whether they give a damn if I live or die. They don't care about
because they don't care about either one of us who are here right now.
Right.
Just like I said,
who's listening and watching us.
Right. Just like I said, guys, it wasn't that long ago where we threw all of these safety protocols out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden we're concerned. Really? Come on, like y'all were the ones that woke me up to it. Remember when I asked you, Mark? Oh, I know the subways ain't running. You was like, what?
Yeah, they when COVID was going on, they would shut them down for a couple of hours so that they could clean and
overnight.
Overnight,
there was no
overnight was stopped.
Right, but then
slowly they went back to we're running them from this to this, not so much overnight, and then finally now it's fully running again.
But even during that time, because I remember y'all telling me, not only did they stop them at a certain time at night to do the sanitizing, but they stopped certain lines and they stopped certain rotations. So now you got more people on the train.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And again,
especially let's think about it. They say New York is a city that doesn't sleep, which is true because the company that I used to work for is a 24-hour operation. Somebody has to be in the building 24 hours because certain departments are working 24 hours. You got hospitals.
Yes. Grocery stores.
Right. People who work in stores because people who are working in hospitals need to go get food. So restaurants and those things need to be open. Mm-hmm. And those people need to travel to their jobs and they need to travel home. So it's, like when I was young, I would ride the A train and I say, God damn, it's 2:00 and it's like 40 people in this car.
But how do you recoup losses as a business when you're losing money? How do you do that? You cut the workforce.
Right.
Yep.
What's happening in every industry? They're cutting the workforce. Funny how that works.
And you know what? As I'm saying, the best way to show profit is to reduce work. Because the person that's working there, he's thinking, I'm not saying he's stupid, but he ain't doing the math. He's thinking, I still have a job, but you're still making $15 an hour doing 2 jobs.
Right.
When you start doing the math in your head, and don't get it twisted, these people that have lost their jobs and quit their jobs in August, the government's going to give you a spin. Pay attention to the bouncing ball. They're going to give you the spin that people are losing their jobs because there's better jobs available. Then why ain't the unemployment rate going down? You ain't going to tell me that 42 million people woke up last month and said, you know what, Mac, I'm going to go work at AT&T instead of Sprint.
Right.
No,
I think I saw a report. I think people filing for unemployment went down.
No, don't believe that either.
A little bit.
Don't believe that number, guys.
That's because so
well, in New York,
remember in New York, you have to work in certain quarters in order to be eligible for unemployment. So,
be careful. Be careful when you talk about unemployment and unemployment going down, because The only way they track unemployment going down is one, when people stop applying, and two, the most important thing, when your benefits run out. That don't mean these people are employed. Their benefits ran out, so they come off the books.
Yep.
That does not mean they have a job.
Right.
Think about that, guys. But again, these are the same.
Good fact to bring. Good point to bring up.
The same people that are being so high on the hog with safety and protocols were the same people, guys, 18 months ago that said Target has to be open, Walmart got to be open, the subway has to be running. We didn't have no vaccine then.
Just like certain stores were closing early in New York City, and I'm only using New York City because it's the city I live in. And now they're going back to almost closing as late as they used to close before the pandemic.
Yeah. You know what, man? Up here, I was in Canandaigua at the time. Canandaigua, it was upstate New York. There were stores in Little Town, Main Street shut down. You know, small business shut down. You want to know what stores were open?
What stores?
The liquor store, the smoke
of course,
CBD, and the gas stations.
Yeah,
of course.
How was a CBD store an essential business? I need somebody to tell me. And how was a liquor store?
Now,
listen. I need my Hennessy and I need my ooh-wee.
Now here, I don't know how it is. I don't know how it is in New York, but all the liquor stores in North Carolina are state run.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, they're all state run. In North Carolina, every ABC is run by the state. It's a state job.
Really?
They didn't close.
I did not know that.
They didn't close.
Yeah.
They're not going to lose that money.
I mean, again, guys, we're not the brightest four dudes in America. But if you
hey, sir, speak for yourself.
Okay. I always tell you I have many degrees and a master's degree, but I ain't that damn smart. But I do know how to pay attention.
Right.
And when you
look
at all,
you know how to regurgitate information given to you. You regurgitate it back.
Not just that, I have nothing to do all day to do it, so I get a chance to read some of this shit. And when you look at it again, going back to Kyrie, if again, guys, if it wasn't Kyrie and it was Chandler, I don't think there would be much to do about it. Never mind Kevin Durant or a superstar. I'm just saying a regular Joe that would say, you know what, I'm really not for this. Because millions of people in America.
Because when Wiggins did it, it was a blurb.
Right.
And not saying what he said wasn't pertinent and wasn't important and, not, to him. And then it went away.
Right.
And he got vaccinated.
Here's a better example. Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal's not vaccinated.
Right. And he says some craziness.
And have you heard his name mentioned once in the past 2 weeks?
No.
Nope.
Because he's in Washington.
Right. And Chandler, his quotes came out right after, like a day or two after Wiggins.
Yes. And you ain't heard there's no Clown A. Smith going on CNN with Don Lemon talking about him. Okay. There's no where's all the victory and again, like I said, guys, I'm not feeling Kyrie this one because, like I said, I just think his premise is flawed. But I do support him, like we all said. Listen, if that's the hill you want to die on, bro, I'll rock with you.
Right.
But where's the vitriol for Bradley Beal?
None. Let me ask you this. I know people in the paint group and also just in general, over social media has said he should retire and go do what he wants to do, go find himself or whatever he's doing. I don't think he's gonna retire. I don't think he wants to retire.
No.
I just think he's a person who wherever the wind is taking him, he's gonna go to it.
Yes.
And people calling him goofy. I'm not gonna say he's goofy. He's just different.
You know what?
And he vibes to his own vibe.
Yes, and that's the thing about him I respect is, listen, first of all, why would he retire and give up this platform? If you truly trying to make a change, right? You don't give up the platform
Right.
That allows you to bring about change, whether it happens or not. See,
Right.
that's why I've always defended him, because regardless whether I agree with him or not, right? That man stands on his principles, whatever
Right.
they are.
Right.
Whatever.
Just like we look at a guy like David West, who I respect. He's been very covert in things he's passionate about. And when you follow him on Twitter and you see the things that he's doing and into, and you say, "Oh wow, I didn't know you was into that. I didn't know you was
Yeah.
like that."
Yeah.
You know what?
And he's been making he doesn't have a bigger platform as Kyrie because he wasn't a superstar. Now he was a really good player. He was a star. He went about his business.
The one word I'm getting sick of hearing is platform. You know, why everybody need a platform? The shit we need platforms on go right under the wire. They go right under the wire on both sides of the aisle, all colors, all creeds. The shit goes right under the wire. You pick one thing to have a platform on, and the rest of the train is falling off the track. Stop with that. Right. Stop with that. Exactly. Everybody wants to be on a soapbox. But again, check this out. If Kyrie was to retire, he'll get $30-something million this year. The NBA bylaws say he only has to sit out a year.
Mm-hmm.
So if he sits out a year, do you think anybody's going to go out and sign him? You bet your ass they will.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will. It's the NBA, man. The NBA has no standards. I've been telling you guys this for years. The NBA has no standards. Again, the NBA stuck on platform. Baseline. Black Lives Matter. We're all in this together. But they have zero standards when it comes to their
talk over each other.
Right. They have no standards when it comes to their own people, because they will sign Kyrie Irving 364 days after the day he retires.
No, they won't.
Trust me.
Go ahead, Chandler.
Kyrie Irving, if he retires, will never play again in the NBA.
I don't know.
If he chooses not to, yeah.
No. Not if he chooses. Here's the thing. Why would you sign him? And I'm looking at this from a purely business standpoint. Why would I sign you knowing that at any given moment, if some cause piques your interest, I'm gonna lose you. Okay? And I've just wrecked my franchise, my team, my cash cow. And here's the other piece. They blackballed other people in the NBA before for far less. Kyrie Irving, if he retires, will never play in the NBA again.
Okay, and with that, let's move on. Great talk, fellas. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Speaking of platforms, John Gruden resigns after racist, homophobic, misogynistic emails found that he sent when I guess he was working for Monday Night Football, and he sent them to the then president of the Washington Redskins, which is now the Washington Football Team, and he resigned from the Las Vegas Raiders. What are you guys' thoughts on Mr. Gruden?
If it had just been the one email, he still have a job. They don't give a damn about him being racist. And honestly, they don't give a shit about any of the things that he did.
Of course not.
Gruden was the sacrificial lamb so that we don't ask them, well, what else did you find in those Washington Football Team emails?
Right.
Because, and I said this when it started, I think the person who leaked that first email was trying to help DeMar Smith. Because the one thing the NFL doesn't want is DeMar Smith out as the head of the Players Association.
Right.
He's the best that's ever happened to the NFL.
They voted for him again.
Yes, they did. It's funny how that works.
And Chandler, he said this might be his last term.
Yeah, well, it has to be.
He said he's going to step off.
It's because of the bylaws. That's only because of the bylaws. This is his last.
Why? He's allowed to hold that position for a certain amount of time?
Yeah, my understanding. I could be wrong. Y'all got
okay.
I think it's because of the bylaws. But it was funny how that worked out. Then the New York Times said, well, what else is in it? Because the NFL has not been willing to share this information, but suddenly emails that they had got leaked had to come from the NFL. Had to come from the NFL.
Right.
So now they're like, okay, you leaking that. Let's leak more. John Gruden suddenly is the only bad actor in this. Not Bruce Allen, not Daniel
Well,
Snyder.
he's not in the league anymore. So
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
well,
matter.
well, that's why he has cover. That's why they're not blowing him up. But continue, bro.
Okay, but you got Daniel Snyder still owns the team.
Yes.
Bruce Allen worked for Daniel Snyder. They're
Worked.
but,
He worked. He
yes,
not
he
there no
worked.
more.
But they're friends. That's why he hired them.
Right.
They are friends.
Right. And Gruden and Allen used to work together, and they're friends. That's why they were sending the fuckery they were sending each other.
You, me, Dom, Reg, Carl, R, J, David, we're friends. We have a we think we not when I say thing like I mean we have there are certain things that we're aligned on, okay?
Right.
So if John Gruden and Bruce Allen are friends, and they're aligned on that because he's sending them the emails, and Bruce Allen and Daniel Snyder are friends, that means they're aligned. You don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's throw John Gruden to the wolves, which John Gruden resigned, and I guarantee you he got at least half the million he had.
Listen,
I'm in.
I used to work for a law firm when Larry Brown got fired by the Knicks. Suddenly, we seen him in the office, and I was in the elevator with Larry Brown. I was like, "What's up, coach?" You know, I had a little conversation with him. I said, "You gonna get your money?" He said, "Yeah, your people better get my money." And I laughed. But yes, John Gruden, what he has, $60 million left on that contract because it's like the third or fourth year.
He got at least 30.
Now
He's gonna get some of that.
Let
Go
me ask you, football geniuses, a question.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to this so-called investigation, actually aimed at the Washington football team,
Right.
were they going back all the way to 2011?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, they went past 2011.
Right. So that
the
means
emails are from 2008, I believe.
Okay, so
Don't
that
quote
means
me on that one, but
that means from 2008 to 2021, y'all have been investigating this, or you just decided to investigate it yesterday?
No, they investigated it last year. They did a 6-month investigation. They compiled 650,000 pages worth of documents. Okay. And then they said, we're not going to be transparent. We're not going to tell you what we found. And they fined Daniel Snyder $10 million.
So let me ask you this: Why is the Washington franchise being investigated? Because
that's what I'm getting at.
That's because of the sexual harassment, the sexual
the fuckery that's been going on.
Yes, that's why he put his wife in charge. Because when you put a woman in charge, that makes it all better. Even though sometimes it's women that are allowing other women to be violated, but we put a woman in charge.
Let me also say this. If Gruden's been a violator, because that's what I'm gonna call him, he's been a violator for many years. Let's say he was a murderer, and those emails were about murder. Is he still a murderer?
Yeah.
10 years later? It's alleged that he and Allen were trading nude pictures of some of the cheerleaders.
Yes.
So you're a creep. So you're a creep and a pervert too.
Yeah, but they didn't mention that. Remember, they didn't mention that. They haven't talked about that.
Right.
So my question is, how does Mark Cuban still have a team?
Well, he bypassed all of that because he went to he did sensitivity training, and he got somebody to change the culture, and all those bywords.
Right, but
all the sexism is gone.
Right, he did exactly what we're talking about, but he hired a black woman, and everything was new again.
Yes.
Yeah.
But meanwhile,
good cover.
And this wasn't 10, 12 years ago. But we went 10,
like
12
3 years ago.
We went 10, 12 years. We went 10, 12 years. We went back 10, 12 years on an investigation we just started last year. And we came up with all of this. That the fucking Secret Service don't work that good.
Also, did y'all hear about the trainers in Washington?
Yes. And I told y'all in the group chat.
Another one I posted. I think I sent it to y'all. Another one got caught. The assistant trainer.
Yes. Yes. Listen.
So y'all got sex, lies, and videotape in Washington.
But the weird thing is the NFL, after all this time, in a 12-year span, then we fast forward to now, a year and a 6-month span, and you got, what did Chandler say, 650,000?
Yeah, 650,000 emails.
Okay, so that leads me to believe that, one, y'all didn't really do nothing until a year ago, which is kind of evident.
Mm-hmm.
So Chandler, what's Hammer Mill is getting paid right now?
Listen.
So you went this long with all these violations, and then you come up with 650,000 page document.
Like and a guy who works in the copy department at the NFL headquarters and whoever else is invested, them dudes is getting paid right now.
I was gonna say just the overtime. I mean, the only thing I'm getting at, guys, if you're doing again 650,000 pages in less than a year, you either was asleep at the wheel, or
they didn't care. They did not care.
Exactly.
They did not care.
Here we go with the moral high ground again. You know, this is the moral high ground we're going to take, just like with Mark Cuban. You know, y'all let this go under the wire. Y'all heard the complaints. Y'all read the complaints. You let it go under the radar. Then when you catch him, he shakes up the organization. But he's the first one. But Mark Cuban is the first one to tell you he could run the world, but he couldn't run his own organization.
Yes.
But again, he dropped back. He punted. He suckered everybody, made a couple of changes, and you don't even hear about it no more.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
Squeaky clean.
John Gruden fell on his sword to keep everybody distracted from the Washington football team. This is literally the hey, don't look over here. See this right here? Don't look over here. And they're buying it. And this is where the ESPNs listen. I'm not trying to hear from none of y'all. Okay, because you're complicit in this.
Right, like Keyshawn Johnson?
No, actually, Keyshawn's been telling people for years that John Gruden was a fraud.
Yes, he has. And he went in. I wish I could play some of the audio. He said he's a used car salesman, and he's right. John Gruden, outside of the Tampa Bay going to the Super Bowl and the one good year he had when he was a coach of the Raiders before he went to Tampa Bay, he's been a mediocre coach.
Yes, but not according to ESPN, though. According to ESPN, he's Chucky, right? He's this great offensive genius. The Gruden quarterback camp. Remember all of that nonsense? But here's the thing. If they truly wanted to clean up the sport, Daniel Snyder would not own it.
Right.
Okay. And how many executives of other teams would have to be fired? Because if you think Bruce Allen don't have connections in the NFL, you ain't paying attention. Bruce Allen has gotten more people hired in front offices in the NFL than anybody other than Gil Brandt. Okay?
Right.
So again, like-minded people running organizations. But that's why the NFL gave us
it's funny. I was talking to a coworker today, and I said, in my professional life, you wouldn't find an email like that in my history because I don't do that at work. I wouldn't do that at work. In my private life, you wouldn't find stuff of that nature really either because I'm not doing that stuff.
But you know what I want to know? And
that's not to say that I'm not a saint because I'm not.
Right.
Y'all see my text.
I would like Homeland Security, the CIA, the NSA. They need
the
to
FBI.
track. Yeah, the FBI. They need to track down these guys that did this investigation. Because if y'all went back 11 years, got all this information in 6 months, your ass could be doing something very productive for this country.
It was dumb. It was swift and concise, right?
Yes, because they already put it, because what most people don't realize, when you send emails from your work computer, a copy of that email is downloaded to a server. Okay?
Yes, it
And the
is.
copy is burned onto a disk and sent to another location.
Yes,
okay?
it is.
So instantaneously, we have proof
we
of
got
what
you.
did. Okay, all they had to do was go to the server, say, Washington football team emails. We got you. But like I said, they gave him a $10 million fine. His wife took over the team. Let's move on. But somebody to what?
It seems like Washington is been scandal after scandal the past couple of years.
Dude, not the past. Going back to the first owner of the franchise.
Well, you're right. But I'm talking about in recent history.
But just in the subject we're talking about, guys, we're talking 11, 12 years ago.
Right.
But wait a minute. Now we sitting here talking about this. You said Daniel Snyder. So why they can't get rid of him like in the NBA they got rid of Donald Sterling?
They don't want to.
He's that well connected?
I think yes, because what will happen with Daniel Snyder, if you look at him, he got a weak chin. If they try to get rid of Daniel Snyder, he's snitching on
That's what it is.
Okay. So
Ronan Asses and Bruce Allen, the son of the old Washington head coach George Allen. I'm not sure on that.
I'm not sure. I want to say yes, but I'm not sure.
I'm just amazed, the guys, that you knew this was going on for this long, and through all of this, other than the fine that Chandler's talking about, we've had one sacrificial lamb.
Huh.
He didn't even work for the Redskins.
No, because he has he's got to be the fall guy. So, like Chandler was saying, so that we bypass all the other fuckery and BS
and yes,
that's been going on.
He's also the brother of a former senator.
Right. That I knew. So he's well connected.
Yes, he is.
Talking about
So let me ask y'all this. We use this term now called cancel culture. That's the lexicon right now. Should John Gruden have been fired if he didn't resign?
No. And I hate to say that. And the reason I'm saying it is this. If you fire me, you're going to pay me because what I did wasn't done on your watch. It was done while I was working for another corporation. Had nothing to do with you. Now, I'm not a big fan of going back double-digit years of somebody's life and saying, you said this, you said X.
Right.
Because not for nothing, all of us have stuff we've said when we were younger, right? In our past, the things we've done, stuff we've said, all of that. Trust me, we don't want to get now, right? But that's not who we are now.
right.
That's not who we are now.
Right.
So I never really agree with that. Because again, if I'm John Gruden, I'd have said, like, now he fell on the sword and he got paid. But I'd have been like, nah, I'm not resigning, son. Fire me and pay me because prove that how what I did 10 years ago is something in the morals clause of my contract now.
Right. I feel you on that. Reg, how do you feel about that?
About Gruden getting resigning?
If he didn't resign and he was fired, should he have been fired?
I'm in agreement with Chandler on this one. Like he said, it wasn't on their watch. Right. That's past history.
Right. And no one was investigating me. They were investigating Washington.
Right.
Exactly.
That's
so
a big catch.
So yeah, nah. Definitely he shouldn't have been fired.
It's sort of like, I don't know if you guys have saw the new Dave Chappelle stand up.
Oh, nah. I heard about it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Have you seen it, Reg?
I downloaded, but I have not watched it yet.
I know y'all heard the blowback he got.
Yes.
From the Cancel Culture Society.
Yes.
More people need to be like him and say, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
What I said. And if it wasn't true, then show me where it wasn't true. So you
Right.
gotta watch it because he brings up some great points. It's funny, but it's kind of like, I won't say dry funny, but there was a point to be made about this cancel culture society. And I'm not going to bring up the group he was aiming at, the alphabet, but they all got up in arms. And you know what Dave Chappelle said?
I read about that.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle said, okay, whatever. You know, whatever. But see, like Reggie said, you went back 11, 12 years, and you weren't even looking for Dominic.
Right.
Yeah, but we found you.
Yeah,
and now we're going to shine the flashlight on you.
Yeah, y'all weren't looking for me. Who knows what the hell Dominic did 11, 12 years ago? Thank God y'all may never find out.
Well,
whoa. Dom, you got dead hookers around?
No, I'm just
like that.
I'm just saying.
Drugs, guns.
I'm pretty sure.
I want the tea, bro. Spill it.
I'm pretty sure. I won't get into what I did. I'm pretty sure. Well, it may not never happen because of the oath we took. But I'm pretty sure if somebody wanted to, they could go back 11 or 12 years, and say this shot was unnecessary, and I don't mean a basketball shot. Reggie's crossing a fucking street that was a one-way. They could find something on all of us.
Oh my
but as long as they was looking to find something on Dominic or Reggie,
wait.
I can live with that.
Dom is a hired gun. Should I stop the show?
No, I will preference the word legally. But that being
I'm joking though.
That being said, anybody that was looking 11, 12 years ago into Dominic, I could accept that. I can. Okay, y'all may have had a target or y'all was looking for something in my past, Reggie's past. Me and Reggie got to suck that up. But you were looking at the Redskins.
Right.
And Reggie came up.
Not me.
Right.
Really? And not to mention, again, not to beat a dead horse, you let this shit go for 11 and a half years, and then you give Chandler 650,000 pages after 9 months.
Yeah. And Dominic, you know what? Not every member of that community. And see, that's the thing, is they keep broad.
Right. A lot of people aren't offended by it.
Yeah, with Dave Chappelle. That's the part that really pisses me off, because we want to keep broad brushing all the black people arms. No, actually, when he called DeMar Smith a big lip liar, I agree with him, because DeMar Smith is a 2 foot tall, big lip POS.
Wow.
All right?
What is going on with Chandler, yo?
But Chandler, Gruden, but then Gruden got in front of the cameras and lied.
Yeah,
he said,
I get that part. I get that.
No. Let me finish. Let me say the lie. He said, I don't really know the Maurice like that. I don't know of him to be a liar. But you call him Michelin man with lips, and you said that's the term you use for liars.
Yes.
So are you lying right now, John?
Yes, because what he didn't do to come to the what's the word I'm talking about? Corporation, whatever the word I'm talking about, of Knight, Cunningham, and DiNardo. Where what we would have told him to say.
Right.
I realized that 10 years ago I was a different man, and I said terrible things, and I thought terrible ways. That is not the man I am today. I've talked to my team, and I've told them everything, and you need to understand that I've been reborn with Jesus Christ. I'm a man of God now. He has healed my heart, and what I want to do is apologize in person to everyone if they're willing to hear my apology, and if they're not, that's okay, because it's my job to apologize. It's not their job to accept my apology. Reason, my leadership,
he sounds like a politician right now.
To take my check, and they're going to distribute it to the communities that I have offended. And that's all I'm going to say on this. Boom, bang, boom. He's done. He said he was sorry, and he gave money.
So basically, you got out in front of it.
That's what I would have done.
That's what I would have done. But
Knight, Cunningham, and DiNardo.
But that wouldn't help, guys, because again, you're investigating somebody else for 11 years. You find this one scapegoat. I don't care if John Gruden said I had dinner with Jesus yesterday. He was going to be the one to fall on the sword.
He got paid for that.
Yeah. He's going to be the one to fall on the sword.
So can I throw this out there? So where's these investigators on Deshaun Watson?
Bruh.
That case
exactly.
That case is mad sketchy and weird, and that lawyer, like Chandler, we talked about this when it happened.
Yes.
That lawyer goofed up. And I'm not saying I'm not giving Deshaun Watson an out. I'm not advocating for him.
Right.
I think something fishy happened.
Yes.
And
right.
That case, he might win that case.
He will. Here's the thing. If those women had any word other than massage in front of therapists, Deshaun Watson would be on the commissioner's exempt list, and he would have already been charged.
He's sitting home getting paid.
Yes. The fact of the matter is that when you listen, and let's keep this is what we do. We keep it on. When you say you're going to get a massage, right? What do you think you're going to do, bro? What do they think you're really going to do? Right?
Get a massage.
Massage and
you're going to get
a massage and what they call it? What's the term?
Tug and rub.
Happy ending.
Tug and rub.
Tug and rub.
So they're looking at the women as prostitutes. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest about it.
That is true.
The unspoken part of this is they're viewing these women as prostitutes. They're saying, he must not have paid you. That's why you're doing it. If they had any word other than massage in front of that term therapist, this would be very different.
If the term they should be called physical therapist.
If they said physical therapist, physiotherapist, kinetic therapist. Deshaun Watson, listen, son, he ain't getting no money. He's getting charged. All of that.
Right.
Yeah.
But how many times have y'all got on the line with somebody and they ask you a question, and one of the first questions they ask you is, do you agree to this conversation? Because again, we're talking privacy.
Right.
But we could dig up somebody's background from 11 years ago, and we can't find a guy that did a drive-by in Chicago yesterday. That just don't sound right to me, guys. Not to mention, we can't find the guy that choked his wife out hiding out in the desert in a cave like fucking Bin Laden. But we found some shit on John Gruden 12 years ago. That just don't add up, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not taking John Gruden's side. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying something don't smell right. And he's
somebody had to take the fall.
Exactly.
He's the dude that's taking the fall. Davis's son, his goofy looking. I need to take him to a barber ASAP. I'm
one
sick
that
of
don't
his hair.
one that don't cut your hair with a soup bowl either.
Right.
But I will say this before I go, guys, because I gotta go. From now on, I am gonna restrain on some of my texts that we do in the morning. Because I don't want none of y'all bastards coming back 10 years from now saying Dominic said this.
Son attacked me saying Mark asleep. I'm like, man, y'all be there at 4:00.
If they come for you, just let me know, bro. I'll get you in front of it.
Well, I know people that make people disappear.
Wow. Right. Since I got y'all on, Hannibal.
Who?
Click on your mic 2 times if you want me to bring you in.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
What up? You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna chop it up with y'all a little bit.
Okay. We're gonna move on to Urban Meyer. He's lost to Jacksonville Jaguars. When will he be fired?
He won't. He's going to resign at the end of the year. He's going to talk about the stress on his family, the mistakes he's made. He's going to go back to Fox and make a pretty penny.
Anybody else?
And then he could hang out with Sweet Louis
Gruden.
at the strip
Chucky.
club.
Hang out with Chucky.
I've been reading reports. They said after one of the losses, he didn't fly back to Jacksonville with the team because he needed to spend time with his grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was related to Lou Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and he stopped and got the kiddies some lemon pepper wings.
Yeah. His grandkids was out there twerking. Okay.
Sweet Lou.
Okay, the incident where he was in the bar, he owns that bar
In Cleveland, in Ohio.
Yes.
in Ohio, and
Right.
he had the girl. He had Shorty twerking on him.
Yes.
That was not his wife.
No.
Okay.
But what's wrong with that, man?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Listen, I don't care that he had somebody twerking on him. I wish somebody was twerking on me right now, but that's
Yeah,
another
not here,
story,
not there.
But
Family show,
Thank God
family
I'm in my garage.
I read reports where they said players have said he lost the team from day one.
Yes.
Nobody respects him in that building.
Nope.
I'm gonna tell you why. They gave what's our boy a tryout? What's my man name?
Ebo.
There you go. There you go. Who would respect that?
I know they ain't mad. This is the NFL we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know they ain't mad at him for going to a strip club
Of
and
course not.
getting a lap dance. I would think they'd fall in line with him and love the guy, but hey,
No, they mad and take them with them, and he
right.
That's what it is. Y'all lost. Y'all go home. I'm gonna go do this.
Yeah, I'm going to see some twerking. But hey, he's a grown man. I mean, he wasn't doing nothing illegal.
The only person that should have a problem with that is, like Mark said, is his wife.
Yeah.
Right. And if he was smart, he was like, listen, babe, you wasn't there. I don't even know that chick. I turned around and she was there. You see the video?
This ain't the first time, by the way. This happened
Probably
to him in
not.
college because there was one point where his daughters didn't want to go to the college he was coaching at because of what was going on with him with young girls on the campus. So this is not his first rodeo with this.
Listen.
Mm-mm.
I've seen a lot of things in my life. One of the funniest things I saw was the manager of the bookstore creeping out of somebody's dorm room at 2 a.m. I was like, what's he doing? I know what I'm doing in this dorm. What's he doing in the dorm?
But where do we draw the line on legal and just straight up stupidity? I mean, unless they have bylaws where no employee on a campus can,
that bookstore manager wasn't supposed to be in the dorms at 2 a.m. But
of course,
like I said, I know what me and my homies was doing.
I don't know
what he was doing.
Mark, you remember I told y'all a story way back when we didn't have a lot of this sexual harassment stuff.
Right.
Maybe, and I know the Army has their own issues, but this was years ago. I told you the story. I went to a friend of mine's room in her barrack.
Right.
And she told me, you got to keep your feet on the floor. I'm like, where else would my feet be? No, you got to have the door open. You got to have your feet on the floor. I'm like, where did I go? To prison? I mean, she said, no, it's because you're on the female side. I'm like, wow, that's kind of weird. I mean, should I stand at attention, lay on the floor? Or no, don't lay on the floor because that means your feet won't be, your soles of your feet had to be touching the ground.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, I don't think I could come back here anymore. This is like,
What? Well, Don, what time was it?
It was probably 7, 8 o'clock at night. Because again,
those are acceptable. Those are acceptable hours.
Right,
it wasn't you. Those weren't the creeping hours.
You see Chandler nodding his head. No, at 9. That's another thing.
What are the creeping hours?
At 9 o'clock, your feet were hitting. At 9 o'clock at night, your feet were hitting the ground walking out the building.
Okay, so after 9 is creeping hours.
Well, whoever was in charge, watching people come and go, yeah, I guess you could say that. But it was just strange to me. And now I look back at all the stuff we talk about now,
Right.
you know, Urban Meyer's getting twerked on. And I look back now as a grown man and say to myself, you know, again, where do we separate legal?
Just like when the situation happened with Tiger Woods, I was sitting there going, I don't care. He banging porn stars and random strippers and restaurant chicks.
Yeah.
That's his business. That's between him and his wife. What he didn't do was get out in front of the story and not make himself look like the ultimate herd.
Yeah, but see, the appearance, and Dom heard this, the appearance of impropriety is far worse than an actual impropriety. Right?
Yes, it is.
For Urban Meyer, when you're in charge of a $1 billion corporation, multi-billion corporation,
right.
I don't care what you do. I don't care if you bring in a clown, a pony, and I don't care. But I bet pictures of it. Okay, because now you're hurting my.
Right.
All right. That's
somebody has some distortion going on in the background.
That he's married. What about the fact that that wasn't his wife? It was about the fact that he made the organization look like a bunch of fools for hiring him. So now you must be punished for that. So I understood. And here's the thing: you sat there and told all these people, "Don't do this," and then you did it. You don't get to do that, bro. Not when you leave.
Right. Yep.
Okay? This was way more than him cheating on his wife, which is really what was happening. That's why he stayed in Ohio.
Right.
And his wife wasn't in Ohio. She was back in Jacksonville. But you don't.
Of course.
You're a leader of anybody, men, women, children. I don't give a damn. When you can't lead yourself.
Right. Just like when Derek Fisher felt the need to dip out of the first day of training camp to go smash Matt Barnes' ex
Rick Pitino
and get in a fist fight. Oh, Rick Pitino got notorious BS.
Yeah.
Which is stuff I don't care about. It's salacious, yes.
But
do I care about it? No.
You know why I care about it? Because you're telling me that he's teaching young men how to be men.
Well, no, I understand that part. But I mean, in the grander scheme of things, I don't care who you getting your jollies off with. Don't get caught.
Yeah, can you do your job?
Yeah,
right.
We're in an age now where people are more invested in strangers than they are in their own family. Like
that's true.
Ask somebody what's going on Big Brother, they can tell you chapter verse. Ask them what's going on with their wife or their husband or their son or their daughter. Fucking clue.
Very true.
They have a clue. But you know all about who this person's sleeping with, but you don't know why your son is crying in his room right now.
Right. Getting back to the Tiger Woods thing, people were like, "Oh, he's such a bad person," and yada yada yada. In that same space, David Letterman had his own situation. David Letterman came on his show. He sat there. He said, "Yes, it's true. I did X, Y, Z. Me and my wife are gonna sit and talk about it." Went away.
Well, why?
Because he got out in front of it and he established, boom.
Because it's okay for powerful white men to do certain things.
It is, but again, Tiger Woods didn't get out in front of his situation. Same with, well, nah, it would have mattered. It would have mattered. Well, he would still be vilified, but
they were coming for Tiger no matter what.
Thank you.
We know why.
I'm a fan of Tiger Woods. I'm not a fan, but they were going to come for him because you notice the tenor had changed towards Tiger. Oh, and what about he doesn't smile and he's not friendly with the other guys. And
you know why, right?
Because he was dominating and they needed him to come down a peg.
That and he married a blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
Well, come on.
I'm just keeping it real.
Well, I was part of that.
Keeping it a buck.
Selling his soul. Oh, you want to sell your soul? You get okay. Come on.
Well, that's what floats Tiger's boat is blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah. Well, he got a lot of money. He sold, so he's good.
His wife wasn't doing what them porn stars was doing. That's all.
Apparently not.
Listen, Tiger Woods was and always is, will be a herb.
Yeah.
When he was in high school, they used to pat him on his afro.
You stupid.
But that's because
Listen, he was a herb.
that's because
And now he got money, so he has money, so now he's gonna freak off on everything he could get a chance to freak off on. And that's what he was doing, even though he was married.
He's a
I
herb
ain't
with
mad at
money.
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't mad at him. Listen, he was on his phone talking about, hey, this what's his real name? Eldrick. He said, this is Eldrick. Don't call this phone anymore. Dude, it's rules to this. You ain't have burner phones?
No, he didn't know about that. He didn't know about that.
That's why he got jammed up. Let's move on from Urban Meyer and that dumpster fire that's in Jacksonville. Jacksonville, I just think the owner doesn't know what he's doing. He hires the wrong people, and they're gonna stay being a dumpster fire. New York Giants are 1-4. They got spanked by the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy Nation, I give you your props. Y'all spanked us. Saquon Barkley was injured. What are you guys' thoughts on why the Giants are 1-4 and why they got spanked?
Dave Gettleman.
No, call him by his proper name. Ghetto Dumb.
All right, listen. They have an offensive coordinator who called a naked boot when they were running the ball down there. He chose to call a naked boot. They have an offensive coordinator who won't play you as a wide receiver unless you're a first or second rounder until he's forced to. You have a head coach who's more interested in doing push-ups and making people run laps than he is with actually winning games because he got to prove that he's Belichick. He's just like Belichick. And you have a general manager who can't manage or draft star talent. He's great in rounds 4 through whatever. He is great at finding gems. 1, 2, 3, trash. So you have a mediocre team led by mediocre people playing mediocre. This is a team. Listen, we said this last year. The Giants should be far better than them. Okay? They should be far better. They played hard. They played just hard enough to keep Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman employed.
Boom. Reggie, Dom.
Go ahead, Dom. Oh, Dom is gone.
Oh, that's me bringing my brother. I got you. Unmute yourself, Dom. If you want to talk. Go ahead, Reggie.
I'm listening. Y'all go ahead.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Reggie.
What can I tell you, man? Saquon is hard luck.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for bad luck, he wouldn't have no luck at all.
Dude.
At all. It's sad, but hey, what can I tell you? I don't think it was done purposely.
Right. Well, that was a freak accident. He stepped on the guy's foot and his ankle went left and right.
Yeah, it went in 2 directions at the same time. Crazy. Yeah.
I've twisted my ankles before. That one was
that was ugly.
Cause I remember we were texting Chandler. His ankles was a baseball by the time he got to the sidelines.
Yeah. They never took a shoe off. They never should.
Yep, that's what you should never do. Yeah, I think like you said, Chandler, they're 1-4 because Gettleman. You've been here 4 years, and the problem was the offensive line. The offensive line is still not fixed.
And it's not going to be.
I'm sorry.
Can't hear you. Go ahead, Chandler.
The offensive line is good enough if you call the plays correctly. Okay? Look at the drive where Jones got hurt. They're running it down their throat. They taking chunk play. You get down to the goal line, you run a naked boot. You could have took the Cowboys' heart on the drive because you would have proved to them, we know we running, and we still gonna run it down the throat.
With our second string running back.
Exactly. Now that gives your offensive line confidence. Now they firing off the ball. Now they pass protecting like a summer gun because we got to get back to the run. Man, I'm gonna put you on your behind, put you on your behind. Then you don't make it. This is what you could have done. Instead, you called a naked boot and got your quarterback concussed. And on the very next play with Mike Glennon, what did they do? They ran the ball and got a touchdown.
Right.
I
know you mentioned.
I'm sorry.
You mentioned Joe Judge. I think I had text you guys and I said, this year they have a lot of soft tissue injuries, a lot of hamstrings, a lot of people with leg injuries. It's because
what is this trainer doing, yo?
Well, this fool wants to practice them to death. He's running 2-hour, 3-hour practices when it shouldn't be 2 hours. And some of the things they're doing, right? And some of the things they're doing are too strenuous. So when they play, they wind up pulling, the muscle.
Yeah.
And the offensive coordinator, Garrett, now you realize the young wide receiver, the rookie wide receiver is a threat. And he should get the ball. And you had no choice Sunday to give him you gave him the ball 10 times and he got almost 200 yards.
Right.
The defensive coordinator is a good coordinator. He's just saddled with mediocre players at a lot of positions.
Yeah, they didn't need Stephon Gilmore. They didn't need him. When the Patriots were giving him away, y'all didn't need Stephon Gilmore. When the Giants cut Jalen Smith and y'all running out of linebackers because they keep getting hurt left and right, y'all didn't need Jalen Smith. Y'all didn't need him. Nah. This, the amount of malfeasance in these front offices is mind-boggling. And it's not like, listen, nobody's not saying these people aren't smart. But you can be smart and still be a dummy.
Yes, you can.
Okay? You can be smart and still not see the forest for the trees.
Right.
But because these people are so egotistical that my way is going to work, I'm going to prove it my system and not you. And I keep going back to Robert Saleh and Denzel. You have a third wide receiver that you won't play because he don't want to play special. That's the dumbest reason in the world not to play a great wide receiver. Denzel Mims has tremendous talent. If you look at the Giants, we talk with Kadarius Toney, right? Look how long it took them to give this boy reps. You see the talent in practice. Well, but we want this. Okay, but that's not what you have. Mm-hmm. I know, Ronan. But they're mediocre not because of talent. They're mediocre because of coach and management.
Yes. If this were another coach, say I'm gonna just use as an example. Say it was Rex.
Oh my God.
The Giants might be 7-10.
No, I think
maybe 9-8.
I think the Giants might make the playoffs if they had a Rex Ryan type.
Right.
They make the playoffs because he's not going to ask Daniel Jones to do anything other than what
he can't do.
Right. And that defense, dude, Leonard Williams had how many sacks last year?
He had double-digit sacks.
Right.
The defensive line was solid. They lost Blake Martinez at middle linebacker. The secondary has a lot of good players in it, but your secondary is only going to be as good as your front is.
Right. And that's why you don't think Rex would have win the owner's office and said, "You better go get me Stephon Gilmore for a 6th-round damn draft pick."
I want to see another Darrelle Revis.
You know what I'm saying? And it's ridiculous with this nonsense, man.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think Judge is a bad person. I just think he's ill-fitted right now to be a head coach.
Well, yeah, he's learning. And he's growing on the job, which is fine. I think he's going to be a good coach. I really do.
Right.
Because the one thing you can say about the Giants, they play hard. Every down, no matter what's going on, they play hard. That's a sign of somebody who has the people under him respect and a belief that goes a long way. But it's kind of like the Anthony Lynn thing. I think Anthony Lynn was a good coach. His team never closed the deal, and he had to go. I think Joe Judge is going to have to go, and in his next job, because he'll get one Anthony Lynn won't. In his next job, I think he'll be better.
Yeah. That kid Tony is electric, and that
He lost his head too.
Yeah,
he did. That happens. He's young, but he's a talent, and I think you have to get him the ball because we don't know how long Saquon is going to be out, so you got to give him the ball more.
They go. They can't bring Saquon back next year.
Right. Goaladay has been injured since training camp.
Since Detroit, bro.
Wow.
Ingram is an enigma.
Yeah.
Yo, is he still playing?
Yeah, he played.
Yo, the only play I saw him was when he pushed the dude after he threw Tony to the ground.
For some reason, they don't feature him in the offense enough.
Because he can't catch the ball.
Shepard is always injured.
And drops balls.
You don't use the fastest guy on your team, which is John Ross. When you put him on the field and you have Saquon in the backfield, safeties can't come up because you can blow by them. Play action. Come on, Chandler.
I said play calling. This comes down to scheme and play calling. I agree with you, Ronan. I said that when they signed Galladay. Remember, Matt? I said, why are you going out and get Kenny Galladay? Stayed hurt in Detroit. He's not a number one receiver. Bradbury again. I don't want to hear what you are as a coach. I want to hear that I'm going to scheme what my players' talent says.
Right. Like I'm watching the game, and I'm like, that's a bad matchup if you're gonna have Bradbury press CeeDee Lamb. What are you doing? And how many times did he run past him in that game?
Dude. And I said this in the group chat, the level of incompetent offensive coordinators, defense coordinators in the NFL, there's like maybe 5 good offensive coordinators and 5 good defense coordinators. The rest of them are trash. Rest of trash.
Right. Just the Giants just I see 6-11.
Actually, I don't think they win 5 games. Especially if Jones is out.
They play the Rams next week.
Smoked.
Lost.
I was looking at their schedule.
That's that's gonna be a loss because you got Mike Glennon statue back there. And you don't have Saquon. And
Right.
So Jones is out.
Huh?
Jones is out.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to tell me, based on how he was stumbling around, that he's through a concussion protocol. If they put that boy on the field, man, there better be an investigation. There better be. He has to miss at least 1 game. There's no way you're going to come back from a concussion where you don't have balance. Okay, that's affected you in a year. You're going to come back in a few days.
Let's look at the next 4 games for the Giants. They play the Rams, then they play the Panthers, then they play the Chiefs, then the Raiders, and then they had their bye week. And off the bye week, they play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No, the Panthers is a win because that's Sam Darnold. So they're going to beat the Panthers.
That's a 50-50 game, champ. You know that.
It's Sam
50-50.
Darnold, bro.
Hell, they're going to beat the Chiefs.
Oh, come on.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Shit, everybody beating the Chiefs, bro.
Nah, the Giants only put up 20 points a night, so they're not beating Kansas City.
You know what? I don't know. You know what, Matt? I can see them making that game very competitive because I think they're going to be able to get to Patrick Mahomes.
Maybe.
So that might be the game win and they lose the other games. Because that's about how the Giants do it. They'll beat the Chiefs and lose to everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
They might be able to beat the Raiders since the Raiders are in disarray.
We'll see. I like Derek Carr. I think without Gruden, I think he actually gets better.
Right. Ronan said the pick six that Brown got, Garrett runs that same play. Been running that for 10 years, a 10-yard button hook. Brown set on the route, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked it. And Stephon Diggs' brother is phenomenal.
What?
I love that kid.
Man, he got better hands than his brother.
And his brother has great hands.
Yeah. How did Saban be like, no, I want you to be a cornerback instead of a wide receiver?
Sometimes it happens. He has like the way he tracks receivers. It's almost like watching Dion again. And I'm not, gonna, put him near, but he has a way of tracking wide receivers and tracking the ball that's phenomenal that we haven't seen in a long time.
It's instinctual. That's not taught. It's a God-given gift.
Right. Because I saw one play, guy on the Giants had him by 10 yards. The ball went in the air and he just like had a second gear and he ran to the right spot to disrupt the play.
You know what I see in him? Darryl Green.
Yo, Darryl Green.
The way he
what play is Darryl Green famous for?
A lot of them to me, but you tell me which one.
Oh, he caught a running back from 40 yards.
Oh. Well, Darryl Green was fast as hell, but he tracked the ball.
And Chandler, that play, you watching on your TV is here, and all of a sudden he's coming out the back and he caught money.
Man. But yeah, that kid, Diggs.
So Ronan said Alabama had a lot of talented wide receivers when Diggs was there, so that's why he moved him to cornerback, get him on the field. Well, you want your best athletes on the field.
They criticize Dan Quinn a lot, but Dan Quinn is a hell of a defense coordinator.
He is a really good defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, he caught Tony Dorsett also.
Yeah, he did. He did catch Tony. Yeah.
But Tony was past his prime when that happened, bro.
Yeah, but past his prime for him is still way better than a whole lot of other people.
Right. Let me say this about Dallas. Dallas is probably one of the better teams in the NFC. Just y'all know I hate the Cowboys, but I give props when props are due. And Dak Prescott has become the quarterback that now you can't say, well, he don't throw for a lot of yards and he's a game manager. He's not a game manager. That's what they wanted him to do earlier in his career. Now he has weapons. They fixed the offensive line. The Ewok Ezekiel is running on all cinders.
No, Pollard is the one.
Pollard is a weapon.
Yes.
Whether you throw him the ball or you run him, you can't keep him off the field. Sometimes I see Dallas use both of them in the backfield together.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Michael Gallup?
He's hurt again.
Oh.
He's either hurt. I think he's hurt again because he stays hurt.
Cooper, the tight end Schultz is becoming a weapon now.
He got to start dropping balls.
Yeah. Dallas's defense is solid. They're one of the top teams in the NFC.
The thing with Dak now is, like you said, there's seven throws that a quarterback has to make in a game. There's 7 throws. All the rest of it is just filler. But there's 7 throws you have to make during the game to win. He can make those throws.
Mm-hmm.
Period. He can make those throws.
Right, and he's a physical quarterback. He can run. He can move out of the pocket when the pocket collapses. And I don't know. I've suddenly become a Dak Prescott fan because of the hate he was getting with people. I told you fools, all you fools who say, "Oh, you don't pay him. He not gonna get paid." He got paid.
Now I thought he'd get paid by somebody else. I didn't think Dallas was gonna pay him.
Right.
I thought somebody else was gonna be smart enough to pay him. Because I thought Jerry Jones was gonna be a dummy once again, and the wrong thing. And he tried like hell. That Jerry Jones did. He tried like hell.
Right. Right. And actually, because of the injury, he didn't have to pay Dak as much as maybe the market would have rendered for him, because he was going to have a phenomenal season last year.
Yeah, but Dak getting hurt actually increased his value because of the way the team tanked.
Right. Right. True. That's true too.
That team went in the toilet without him.
Right.
And yeah, Ronan said Gallup is hurt.
Right. Let's move on a little bit. I think the New York Jets are just going to have a bad year this year. I don't think they're going to win many games, and still a lot of holes on that team. Salah is, I don't know if he has the cojones to be here in New York and deal with what comes with being a New York head coach.
Sabotage. I keep saying it. Salah is sabotaging this season. He's sabotaging this season because Salah didn't want Zach Wilson. He wanted to keep Sam Darnold and trade the pick to get more pieces.
Okay.
Then let Darnold walk.
All right. So, but Chandler, so that didn't happen. Grow the fuck up.
No, but you got to get Joe Douglas out. This is how they do it in the NFL, B.
Well, we know that.
Right? So now he says, oh, so you're not going to listen to me. And you're going to keep sticking me with players I don't want, which is going to impact my career. Okay, I got you. Denzel Mims is not playing, right?
Well, he's playing now.
Okay, they're not even targeting him when he's on the field. But they're not.
Right.
There are players that he could play. They're not getting reps. They're not getting enough.
Right.
You're basically, when Salah refused to bring in a veteran backup for your rookie quarterback, that told me all I need. I told me that he wanted Zach Wilson to fail. He wants Zach Wilson to fail because he don't want Zach Wilson. Which says to me he's perfect to be an NFL head coach because he's an egotistical, backstabbing coward.
Damn.
Right.
Tell him how you feel.
Listen, he's trying to he's in a sense he's ruining this kid's career.
Right. Which is
It's not like we haven't seen it before.
I know.
Right. But here's the thing. Okay, he's trying to sabotage the GM, which the GM sabotaged Gase last year.
There you go.
Right? So we remember what happened with Itzik and Rex.
Right. And Gase and
Itzik tried to sabotage Rex, which he did, which ultimately got them both fired.
Yes.
Is Johnson gonna sit there and go, I'm firing you, and I'm firing you, and I'm firing you, and I'm firing you?
You can't fire Salah because you just hired him. But you can fire Douglas because he's been there for 3 years. And
you gave him a long multi-year deal.
Yeah, but listen, you can pay him to go away. That don't affect your salary cap. You can pay him to go away. And you say, Salah, okay, who you want? And then Salah brings in his guy, and we start the merry-go-round all over again because next season we start talking about, well, who are the Jets going to draft the season after next because Zach Wilson isn't it.
Right. So we back to another quarterback. How many quarterbacks have the Jets drafted in the last 15 years? Like 5?
At least 7.
And I'm not counting the guys they drafted in the mid rounds and the lower rounds. I'm talking about the first round guys.
First or second round, probably.
Let's see. They drafted Mark Sanchez.
Uh-huh.
After Sanchez, they drafted
they got Gino in the second round.
They got Gino. Then after Gino, they drafted like 3 guys in the later rounds, and then they drafted Darnold.
Mm-hmm. And now Wilson.
So that's 5 dudes.
Yes. And now what's going to happen is if you sabotage this enough, now you're in the running for Arch Manning 2 years from now.
Right. And only Sanchez got an extension. Nobody else, none of those other guys got an extension. They never finished their rookie contract.
Funny how
That shows you're not stable.
Yes, under a coach that everybody claims was terrible. Just saying.
Reggie, what do you do?
I you know what? I wanted to get a shot, but I wasn't sure about him. And you know, I wanted Douglas right before the season. Anyway, I didn't want Douglas running the draft.
Right.
Because here's the thing that everybody keeps glossing over. You had a chance to draft Justin Fields. Justin Fields has Chicago Bears looking like a playoff team, by the way. You trying to tell me Zach Wilson?
In spite of Nagy.
You trying to tell me Zach Wilson was a better pick than Justin Fields? How? In what universe? What do I know? I just been watching football for 40 some odd years. I don't know anything. Wait a minute. What did Ronan say? Collins. What about Collins?
Collins is also out.
What Collins?
On the Cowboys.
Okay, dude, you know my brain don't work sometimes.
Right. And he's right.
Oh,
Jets have
okay. Yeah, started in front office.
He's right about Mims.
Yes.
Altoon.
Yes. All you have to do is run. There's a package of plays that you could do for Mims, especially on the goal line.
Right.
Well, if they could ever get near the goal line.
Man, listen. The Jets are the Jets, bro. That's the only thing I can say, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets are another hard luck team, man. I don't know. The only real New York team, I gotta say it for Brother R, is Buffalo Bills.
That's the worst part. And it's been through 3 different ownership groups with the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You know, it's a current theme. You had the group, the owners before Hess. You had Hess, and now you got Johnson.
Right.
And the team is still trash. But Joe Namath was not a Hall of Fame.
Wow. Jets could have drafted Justin Herbert. They could have got Diggs. They could have got Parson. They could have got Justin Jefferson. So true.
Yep.
Unfortunately, though, Justin Jefferson is playing with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and he's still doing work.
He is, but Minnesota, I think Minnesota is 2-3.
No, they should be above 500.
They could have had Josh. Jets could have had Josh Allen as well.
Man, listen. Who's doing the drafting for them is all I can say.
Yeah.
McCagnon and this guy.
Well, you got poor talent scouts then. That's all
the thing is, and that was supposed to be both of these guys' specialty.
Yeah.
And
would they have developed them? Would Josh Allen be Josh Allen with the Jets? No, he would not.
No. And that's another thing with the Jets. The Jets I can't name a player they've developed in the last 10 years.
Revis was just an otherworldly talent. But look at the Jonathan Vilmas, the John Abraham.
They trade them.
And they get better. When
they trade them or they let them go. The defensive line, Wilkerson, Muhammad, those guys.
All regressed once Rex left. All regressed.
Right.
You drafted Leonard Williams. You told me Leonard Williams was trash. How's it working out with the Giants?
He made the Pro Bowl last year, I believe.
You gave him 2 seasons, and you got rid of him. Okay. All right, Joe.
Joe Douglas related to Hugh Douglas?
No.
Yo, Ronan is on a roll. He said the Jets front office and scouts are drinking bottles of scotch while scouting players.
Wow.
Blue label is there. That blue label told me what you think about him. It's doing good.
First round, hey, take a kicker. A kicker.
Dude.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm telling you, the narrative is going to start around week 12. Jets might have made a mistake with Zach Wilson. Wilson's going to continue to throw interceptions next year. Around game 6, Jets positioning themselves for Arch Manning. Watch and see.
Well, look who the offensive coordinator is.
Yeah, a guy who only got the job because of his last name, like that clown Gruden got a job because of his last name.
Chandler, can we talk about the Arizona Cardinals, please?
You can talk about him. Hey, Cliff Kingsbury.
What did he say?
He hates the coach. He hates the coach. Air raid, baby.
Damn, is there anybody you like, Chandler?
Very, very. No, listen. I didn't like Cliff Kingsbury in college as a player. I thought he was a terrible coach in college.
Okay.
He listen. Kyler Murray is doing Kyler Murray, and I'm happy for Kyler Murray. But it's kind of the more successful Kyler is, the longer Cliff Kingsbury stays in the league. So,
stop hating.
I kind of have to root against Kyler, even though I don't want to.
Listen, on both sides of the ball, they have players.
Yeah. Vance Joseph is doing his thing on the defense. Yeah,
hopefully he gets another look, but I doubt it's going to happen anytime soon.
And that's honestly why I don't like Kingsbury, and I know it wasn't him, but the whole way they did Vance Joseph, bro, I'm sorry, I can't.
What do you mean Vance Joseph with another organization? You mean what's his name?
Steve. Yeah. The coach before Vance got a raw deal in Denver, but the coach name Steve Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes.
Yeah, the whole way they did that, man, I'm not feeling that, bro.
I agree with you. What's wrong with the Kansas City Chiefs? Did the teams catch up?
No defense.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah, and Pat.
It's no defense, bro.
Pat he's not taking the easy throws. He's
right. He's trying to hit home runs.
Yeah, thanks, Ronan. Yeah, he won't take the throw. And Andy Reid turned back into Andy Reid in Philadelphia. He won't run the ball.
Well,
and he got some good running backs too, don't he?
They are right.
They have good running backs with that. Listen, what conversation did we always have with Andy Reid in Philly? Why won't you run the ball?
You forgot about the run.
Damn.
And I've been watching Kansas City games. They not letting the wide receiver get over the top.
Right.
There's always somebody. There's somebody deep. There's somebody in the middle, and there's the guy running with him.
Because they won't run the ball. So until you prove to me you can run, I'm not bringing my safety up.
Right. Kelsey isn't breaking off big chunk plays over the middle anymore either.
Because the middle's clogged, because you got to prove to me you can run. This all comes back to running the ball.
Right. I watch games and I'm like, okay, you got a nice chunk play on the first down. You move the ball on the first down. Now you at second down. Run the ball.
Nope. Now he doing bowling passes. Yep.
Yeah, he's right. The wide receivers aren't making plays. Listen, if I was coaching against Kansas City, I'm not letting Hill get the ball. I mean, he gonna get the ball, but I'm not letting him break off those chunk plays.
No.
Well, which is how they playing them. One over the top, one running with them.
Yep.
Right.
That's why. Yeah.
Yep. And all you do is run the ball, you suck the defense up. Now he can get past people.
Right. Play action.
This is not rocket science.
Roll out with, Mahomes is good on those rollout plays, and then going back across the field.
Look, the Cowboys and the 49ers back in the day, they ran about 5 plays, man. They ran up to the left, ran up to the right, they ran them up. They ran 5 plays. Okay? Come on.
Right. Right. He just reiterated what I said. They playing 2 safeties high, and they taking the deep ball away.
Yeah. You know what, Andy, he got a Super Bowl. Now he back eating them hamburgers, and he's in a beef fog game, man. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't he lose both his sons though?
Huh?
Didn't he lose both his sons?
I think he lost one.
He lost one, and the other one's gonna go to jail for the rest of his life, hopefully.
Yeah.
The
other son keeps having problems with drinking and drugs.
Yeah, he is little.
Okay, that's right.
Still in serious. Or last we heard, she was still in the hospital because he hit her while he was drunk.
Right.
Chandler Reggie.
Go for it.
LA Chargers.
Man, I'm glad you.
That young quarterback is looking good. That
it's
wide
not just
receiver,
the quarterback, it's
Mr.
the
Williams.
whole team.
I think he's a number 1.
It's the whole team, bro.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, they balling.
It's the whole team.
Yes.
It's very rare you say that about a team, but it's the whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they clicking at the right time.
The offense is not better than the defense. The defense is not better than the offense. They're equal footing.
Yep.
And they just giving it to whomever.
Yes. This is a throwback to those Natron Means Jr. Seau Chargers. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sad that Anthony Lynn got fired, but he had to go for this team to be successful. He had to go. Because this team now is winning games. They wouldn't look at the game. There's at least 3 games this season they would have lost last year. We all know it. They would have lost them games.
Right.
That Cleveland, there's no way they win that Cleveland game last year. No way.
Right. I agree. I agree with that.
And Herbert, man, I did not see this from him in college because I watched a lot of Pac-12. I did not see this from him in college.
He throwing that ball, boy.
He is running that offense like he's been in the league 15 years.
Yeah. Reggie dropped. Are there any other teams that are surprising you? Any teams that are disappointing to you?
Philly should have more wins, but the offense coordinator stinks.
No.
I like Jalen Hurts, but they like the last game, even though they beat Carolina because Sam Brown decided to just keep giving them balls.
Right.
Jalen Hurts only ran the ball 13 times.
I just think from Philly going to the Super Bowl to now, they just regress. Certain players aren't succeeding right now, and they just not. It's not surprising to me that they're not as good as maybe they should be.
Yeah. And
I say Pittsburgh.
I expect Pittsburgh to be terrible.
Pittsburgh, they're dying because you keeping Ben Roethlisberger. You should have let him
Yes,
go.
yeah, absolutely. They don't have a backup quarterback. Didn't they draft a quarterback or something?
They got a backup quarterback, the kid from Washington.
Yeah, but the thing with Haskins is he's got to grow and learn. This year for Haskins was about him just learning how to be a professional and go to hell.
Right.
That's all this was. And I like Mike Tomlin for giving his young brother a shot to prove that he can grow up. But there's no way you can play Dwayne Haskins. And the thing is, stop throwing the ball. Najee has a truth. He's a truth.
Right.
Give him, listen, bubble screen, swing pass, run. I don't care. Right? Ben threw 15 times. We give him Najee Harris the rest of the time.
No, Ben is still going to throw 30 times.
That's the problem. That's why they suck.
Ronan said down there in South Jersey and Philly, they losing their minds. I can imagine.
I believe it. I believe it. Because Sirianni's a moron. I'm sorry. He's a moron.
Right.
And
right.
can the Detroit Lions please get a win?
Nah.
Good Lord, man.
Nah.
That was
they forever cursed.
Dude, it's so hard to watch them because that team, dude. I'm like, oh, they got this. They got this one.
Okay. Can we what's up with the kickers missing field goals, extra points? What game was it? They missed like 5
Cincinnati,
field goals.
the Cincinnati game.
Cincinnati game was hilarious.
Green Bay.
Oh my God. That was awful. But there was a bunch of kicks missed all day that
Yeah.
I think they said there was 12 missed field goals or something like that.
Yeah.
This Sunday.
It was one field goal. The kicker was like, "Yeah, I got it." He's like, "Oh snap, I missed."
But you know what happened, right? A lot of people lost money because of point spreads. So I'm not saying, but
Are you saying there was a little chicanery, a little fixing?
Just saying. Just saying.
Hey, kickers can throw games.
Absolutely, they can. Absolutely.
You know, it's. Let me ask you this: which game is it easier to throw? Baseball, basketball, football?
Basketball, easy.
Basketball is probably the easiest.
Basketball is the easiest.
Yeah.
Football and baseball. Baseball is really hard to throw, bro.
Not unless you got the umpires in them. You got the umpires, it's easier. But without the umpires, you're right. And that's too many people involved right there because somebody can run their mouth.
Right.
Go buy their wife a fur coat like they supposed to. Like, what was that? What movie was that with Ray Liotta and with the dude they robbed JFK? Like, don't do nothing with the money, and their wives just walk around with the fur coats.
Forget what movie that is.
You know what I'm talking about? I told you don't buy nothing. We put it in my wife's name.
Wow.
They put my man wrong.
Speaking of movies and TV, we gonna swing away from football, do a little, talk about entertainment. They giving the chick from the WandaVision her own series.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, Goodfellas. It was Goodfellas. That was on the tip of my tongue. They're giving Agatha. What's the character from Marvel? Agatha.
Scarlet Witch. You talking about Agna Harkness?
Yes.
Yeah, she's getting her own series.
Okay.
They said it's gonna be a dark comedy.
Yeah.
How do you think that'll play out?
I think it'll have nothing to do with the MCU to a certain extent.
Right.
See, the thing with what they're doing with the TV shows is you can go so many different areas, and as long as you tangentially attach it to the MCU, you're good. Like, we know what the is. They could do who he was. So many things you can do with that character. I like it, honestly. Because it doesn't have to tie into the damn movies, man.
Right. Who did the New Mutant movie that I heard was trash?
Fox, one of them trash places.
My problem with the other people who aren't connected to the MCU and they do Marvel character movies, go read the books.
At the very least.
Exactly.
Go read the book. The material is right there.
Yeah. I mean, they had Colossus' sister in there. First of all, you know what, man? Listen, don't get me started.
Yeah, we got you started, Chandler.
But how you gonna have Ileana there, and you ain't even talking about the fact that she was supposed to be in hell? Okay, how did she?
Right.
Right. Come on, you know what, man? You know what?
Right.
Maybe it's before she went to hell.
Right. Ronan is a comic book head. That's right.
Yes,
Agatha Harkness is also tied to the Fantastic Four.
Right.
She was the babysitter for Franklin Richards.
There you go.
Yep. Reggie still probably buy a stack of comics every week, right, bro?
Nah, man, listen.
You calm down,
man. Since the kids, hell no.
Yo, Chandler, when we were playing ball, Reggie probably would make a stop before coming to the gym, and he have a stack of books. I'd be like, "Where'd you go?" He was like, "I had to give me a comic book, man." A comic book? You got like 10.
Yo. And see, with Agatha Harkness, with the Fantastic Four tie-in, that ties you into Kang the Conqueror. Like I said, that
Right.
tangentially has tendrils everywhere, and you don't have to be obvious about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think the Cloak and Dagger characters. I always said they should make that into a movie. They went and made a TV series, but then the first year was cool, and then they they messed it up.
It was on Freeform, so it was about this tween angst and I'm in love, but I have these powers, and I don't know what to do. What?
Cloak and Dagger was a dark story. It wasn't about no teen angst.
They turned that thing into the CW. Okay.
Wow.
CW meets Marvel.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Dawson's Creek, the theme from Dawson's Creek to come on at any moment.
It.
Because every time you turn around, they would stand off into the distance. I don't want to win. Come on,
Chandler's the best.
Come on, man. It just they messed
and
up.
And then I didn't see Venom yet, but I heard it wasn't.
I got to get a Fire Stick. I'm not paying for that. Because I already know that they messed up the Cletus Cassidy character and the Shriek character.
Right. They messed up the Inhumans.
Oh my God.
That was on Freeform as well.
Dude.
I didn't even bother to tune in to that one.
Right. Like Ronan said, Cloak and Dagger was based in New York City, not New Orleans. Right. They got their powers from drugs.
Right. The Inhumans was one of my favorite comics of all time. Black Bolt is, to me, the best character Marvel ever.
Right.
Why you feel that way?
Right. And Medusa cut her hair?
Are you serious?
Yeah. I watched the first 3 episodes, and then I was like,
Was Crystal in it?
Yeah, she was this whiny, I don't know what to do, and I hate my sister, and
Oh God.
Dude, Black Bolt is one of the most powerful characters in Marvel Comics history. He can destroy worlds with a simple utterance.
Yo. Did you read World War Hulk?
Nah.
I did. I didn't like it, but it was a really good comic. But I didn't like it because I've never liked what Marvel's done with the Hulk, man. I just
really.
Well, because come on, man. At a certain point, leave him alone, man.
That's all he ever asked.
Yeah.
The Hulk is one of my favorite characters.
You see how he decimated them, bro?
Yeah.
Hulk is the beast, bro.
He's this whiny guy. I don't know, and I have these powers. I don't have sex with you because I might hurt you. Shut up.
Oh, snap. Ronan said he couldn't get through the first episode of the
I couldn't either, dude. No, the second one, when she cut her hair, I was done. When Medusa cut her hair, I was done.
I was sitting there, I was going, yo, this is some bullshit. This
wow.
Is whack.
Yo,
wasting my time.
I mean, I saw it. I saw the previews. You know how they preview it and stuff like that. And that's as far as I watched.
That was just awful.
Oh man.
Ronan, out of love for Marvel, I endured myself through 3 episodes of that crap.
God, you're a better man than me, bro.
I got through the first season of Cloak and Dagger, and partway through the second, I was like, I can't. I can't no more.
I watched the episode where they were trying to leave town because we have to leave town. It's Bonnie and Clyde going on the run, and I'm like, you know what? Some trash. I can't do it because I remember the Cloak and Dagger comics.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, the Immortal. See, that's the new stuff. The newer runs. The reason I don't read some of the newer stuff now is because they've retconned so much stuff.
Exactly.
Like pick a backstory, stick with it, man.
First of all, I'm lost because I don't know what universe we
We
in a
in.
multiverse, we in superverse, we
Right.
in reverse.
You got Immortal Hulk, you got World War Hulk, you got Smart Hulk, you got Professor Hulk, you got
Thug Hulk.
you got Amadeus Cho Hulk, and that's ain't even Hulk. Then you got another Hulk that's an alien. Come on, son.
I remember I picked up a Hulk comic book and I was like, yeah, he got on Tim's and a bomber jacket with a blunt.
Are you talking about Scar Chandler?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got Scar. You got the Puerto Rican Hulk from the Heights. You know what I'm saying? You got the Hulk from Harlem. You know, we got the Asian Hulk from Queens. Come on, man. How many Hulks we gonna have, bro?
Yeah, and Spider-Man, I got all lost with him.
Oh,
like he died, he's back. Yeah. He died. I don't know what the hell is going on with Peter Parker.
Did him and MJ have a baby yet?
Had a girl.
It depends on which Spider-Man you talk about.
Peter Parker.
Okay,
not Miles Morales.
Yeah, but which Peter Parker? Are you talking about the Incredible, the Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man? Which Spider-Man you talking about, bro?
Chandler. The Amazing.
Which one you talking about?
Yeah.
One with Gwen Stacy, one of them was with MJ.
Right.
Well, Gwen Stacy dead.
It depends on which Spider-Man you're talking about.
No, she's not. That was allegedly a clone. Am I right, Chandler?
Yep. Because now you got Spider-Gwen.
See how lost I am?
Yeah, you ain't even heard about Spider-Gwen. Because Peter Parker died.
Right. Exactly.
Can I ask y'all a question? Why in the movie why they make Aunt May young?
Because they wanted to they wanted
they selling a little TNA.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty. Because if you know some shot, even though she ain't got a lot of booty shots.
If I'm not mistaken, he had a sister too, Peter Parker, right?
Yes, that dude.
She a mutant?
No, she's a shield agent because she was separated at birth, so she didn't know about him.
Silk.
So they did a Star Wars.
Basically. Her name is Silk or something like that, right, Chandler?
Silk Agent of Shield. And they each other. His parents got killed, but dude, listen.
It's crazy.
I don't know what they're doing, and that's why I like what he is doing. But like I said, the Black Widow thing really pissed me off. You can't take Taskmaster. If you want to make Taskmaster a woman, I don't have a problem with that, okay? Because a character is a character is a character. I don't care what they are.
Right.
You can't take a character that's one of the most powerful villains, a guy who almost beat the Avengers by himself.
Yes.
And turn him into a robotic, non-speaking, one-dimensional character.
Who was that?
In Black Widow, Taskmaster turns out they retconned the hell out of it. First of all, it's the guy who killed, guy who's running the Red Room. It's his daughter. She used the bomb and
Taskmaster is that dude.
And that's why I said you could have made. Listen, you want to make Taskmaster a woman, fine, but make the character powerful like it's supposed to be.
Right.
Taskmaster can mimic anybody's athletic
fighting styles. Yeah.
Right.
So basically, that's Marvel's version of Amazo in DC.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And here's the thing, though, right? That was a way. If you think, let's be honest, Taskmaster, which nobody ever really talked about, but I always thought he was a mutant. He's a mutant.
Really?
Oh yeah, that is a mutant. He is a mutant.
That's a mutant power because
I didn't know it. Okay.
But I'm saying they never called him that. But think about it. He had a mutation which allowed him to have this thing where he could copy anything that you did. He could copy it, right?
Right.
But now, if you retcon him, guess what? Now you still haven't introduced a mutant in the movies.
Right. Well, yeah,
gotcha.
He is a mutant. Yeah, I'm loving what Marvel is doing. DC need to catch up.
Yeah. I mean, whoever did Shazam and Aquaman, they need to let them do all the movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those people, whoever did those 2 movies, they need to do all of the movies.
Right. Yeah, Shazam was hilarious.
Dude. Shazam was it. Zachary Levi, that dude can act. I like him. He's just a really good.
The last Superman, I think with the Jesus concept, I like that movie.
What Superman?
The last Superman they made.
You mean when Zod came and all of that?
Yeah, that was good. I like that one.
Yeah, it was okay. They could have done more, but I liked it. It was.
And they got the right guy to play Superman.
Yeah, and of course now they don't play Superman no more.
Right. We gonna wait for the next Batman. Batman always makes money, so
yeah, I'm not watching that trash. I'm not.
You don't want to watch the Dracula dude?
Yeah, exactly. What the hell was the name of that series?
Twilight.
Yeah, I'm not watching Twilight play Batman.
Stupid.
I'm not. When it's free, I'll watch it. Other than that, they kiss my behind with that one. And you got Colin Farrell, who is terrible.
I'm not a real big fan of it.
He's playing the Penguin. First of all, the Penguin's a little dude, a little rotund.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Like Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
When they cast, do they smoke bowls or something?
See, everybody wants to be smart.
Let's gas him.
A new take on it. Come on, man. Anybody trying to hear you with that nonsense?
Did you see Birds of Prey?
Yes, loved it, actually.
I think you did. You did tell me you liked it. Did you see it, Reggie?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see it. I read the comic. Of course, I read the comic. But
Ronan said Aquaman was whack.
Oh, come on, son. Aquaman was it.
Aquaman wasn't bad. Aquaman really wasn't bad, Ronan. I mean, it could have been better, but it wasn't whack.
DC needs to do like what they did with Birds of Prey and introduce some of their other characters. There's a lot of DC characters that they could be making movies for and introduce.
How did you like Suicide Squad?
I liked it.
Which one?
The second
original. I liked the first one.
I liked the first one. The second one was okay, but James Gunn is feeling himself a little too much for me. So come on, son. It just
The first one was I liked the first one more too.
Yeah.
Yo, Ronan said he fell asleep in the theater watching Aquaman.
You know what, Ronan, man? Listen. Why are you trying to hear from you right
and
now?
I see DC staying away from Green Lantern.
Because they can't get it right.
No, they can't get that. I mean, what can you do, bro? Ryan Reynolds, he said, "I want to be Deadpool."
Well, they messed up Green Lantern because the story was just dry. I was sitting in the movie theater waiting for something to happen. Y'all gonna introduce Sinestro? Is Sinestro gonna do something bad instead of just talking and looking sinister?
It was the actors. It was the actors. Is the problem? Is who they had playing those roles. Them dudes was just terrible. I'm sorry.
It wasn't the actors.
It was the writing.
The story sucked.
Yeah, but they gave it no life. I mean, even what's his name? What's my man? The Hog dude. I can't think of his name.
The who?
The guy that teaches everybody to fight at the Green Lantern Academy. What's his name?
Oh, Kilowog.
Kilowog. There you go. Dude, even Kilowog, they messed up Kilowog. How do you mess up a dude who's basically he is literally a walking caricature of a drill instructor? How you mess that
up? They did it.
I sat in the theater and I sat there and I was like, "What the?"
Hey, it wasn't no worse. It wasn't no worse than Fantastic Four.
Which Fantastic Four? The first one was
I like the Michael B. Jordan. I like that one.
You did?
What?
Yes, I did.
That shit was whack.
Oh, you could say I liked it because I like the actors who played the roles. Now, listen, the script, the story made absolutely no sense.
Okay.
But I like the way they portrayed the characters because the guy that played Reed Richards,
Yeah.
he was Reed Richards. You know what I'm saying? Now Sue Storm, man, you can get rid of her, all right? Because she was I don't know what the hell you were doing with Sue Storm. Sue Storm, apparently all she could do is blow bubbles. And Sue Storm was way more powerful than that.
Way
but,
more
you know,
powerful.
but I mean, Michael B. Jordan captured the Johnny Blaze from the comics. An arrogant hothead, always just jumping into trouble. And I like the way they played the Thing because if you remember early in the comics, the Thing, he wasn't happy about being made of rocks.
Would you?
So you know what I'm saying? So they got the characters right, but the story was trash.
Okay.
They first of all, if you're gonna do the Fantastic Four and you're gonna do Doom has to be diabolical, evil, nefarious. You can't have Euro models running around pining for Sue Storm. Sue Richards.
Come on, son. That was all that was. It was Twilight. Dr. Twilight, Dr. Doom.
That Fantastic Four with Jessica Alba. The second movie, y'all got the Silver Surfer right,
and everything else
got right, and everything else was hot garbage.
Yes, and that's what I mean.
Going in on you.
You know what? Listen, Ronan. All right, I happen to need to be able to I don't know. Dude, listen, my standards are really low right now, bro. Okay,
really?
Man, come on. I can't watch violence.
You would probably accept the Fantastic Four before the Jessica Alba series because that.
Oh no, that
can't even find.
Which one is that? The one with Gavin?
No, you can't. It was made either in the.
It was made in the
80s or early 90s, Reggie, but it's horrible you can't find it.
What show was that?
Fantastic Four. It's so horrible you cannot find it. It's worse than the Spider-Man that was on CBS. Remember that?
It's on Amazon Prime, Mac.
It is. I'm gonna watch it just for old time's sake.
It was. I saw it on Amazon Prime about a year ago.
It probably took that joint off. But y'all remember how bad the Spider-Man was that came on CBS?
I blocked that from my memory, thankfully.
That and Captain America?
Captain America was even worse.
Oh my god.
The only show they got right was the Hulk with Bill Bixby.
Flash wasn't bad. The Flash wasn't bad.
Well, no, Flash was cool.
Wonder Woman was good.
Yeah, okay. Let me watch Linda Carter spin around.
Yes.
And watch Lyle Wagner just smile through the whole show.
Because he's looking at her changing clothes. Hey, want to turn to Wonder Woman for me? Come on.
Who remembers Automan?
I remember that.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that with the car?
I don't remember that one.
Oh.
Yes, Ronan is right. That it was made in 1994, and it was very unwatchable.
Yeah, it was trash. That was awful. That was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, man. Oh, that was terrible.
They say, yo, burn the originals, burn the masters.
It's that movie is so bad that oh my god. Oh, you know what? Like some of these Amazon Prime movies where you can still see like the boom mic in the shot.
Wow,
that's how bad that damn movie was.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's bad. It is bad. They had an Aquaman TV show on for a hot minute too. Remember? They did like a pilot. It was a pilot.
Right.
Yep.
I remember. I think
the man from Atlantis. Well, wasn't it the man from Atlanta, Patrick Duffy? No.
Oh, that was a whole different one. But yeah, Patrick Duffy with the web feet.
Yes,
Who was the Huntress? Was she DC or Marvel?
DC.
Country, DC.
All right, I remember DC did a show where they had a bunch of their. It was a live TV show.
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. That's
No,
what it was
no,
called.
no.
Yes, that's cool.
This is when we were younger. It was made in the 80s.
Yes, Birds of Prey.
Nah, it wasn't Birds of Prey because they had the Huntress. They had
Oracle.
no, they had other male
Oh, I
superheroes.
remember that.
And it
Oh, I
was
know what you're talking
horrible.
about. I know the show you was talking about. I remember that. They had Superman and yes, I remember it was a live action.
Really?
Yeah.
It was horrible.
It was real cheesy.
Oh,
Yo, Ronan is going in. He said the 1994 Fantastic Four makes the Toxic Avengers seem like an Academy Award winning film.
Oh, remember the Toxic Avenger. Oh, Ronan, why would you do that to me?
I like that series. Toxic
Okay.
Avenger was hilarious. It's bad.
I'm lost. What the hell was that?
You never saw the Toxic Avenger?
No.
It was just
you need
awful.
that in your life.
It's hard
so
to describe.
Bad, it's good.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? Toxic Avenger was like Sharknado, the very first one.
Right. It was
very so campy. Awful. Yes. Yes. I mean, terrible prosthetics. It was just awful.
And they managed to turn that into a series.
Yeah. Yeah. They made money off. Dude, that is like
they made
they got a cult following.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a cult following on that. Like there is like every Comic-Cons, all of that. Toxic Avenger stuff is selling.
Toxic Avenger is one of those series where if they make another one, it just keeps making money.
Yep. It's like Firefly. Toxic Avenger is like Firefly. You don't know why anybody likes Firefly, but people do.
Oh, Swamp Thing was horrible.
Yeah, it was.
That was horrible.
Yeah. The movie, the TV series, all of it. Trash.
Horrible.
Because certain characters just ain't gonna translate. A dude made a leads. Yeah. We're gonna have a real good costume for that. Okay. Come on.
Yo, me and my cousin used to tease we would say he was Bill Bixby.
Oh my God.
With the bag at the end of every show.
Oh wow.
Looking over
and what's so crazy? Exactly. I still remember
sad music.
Oh God.
The Hulk stayed on for like 3-4 years.
Listen, the Hulk. Honestly, to me, the Hulk up until recently, the Hulk was kind of the best kind of superhero TV show that was out there.
I like the film wise. I like the Ed Norton Hulk. He did a good job.
Yeah. That Ang Lee nonsense, man, dude. I still want to punch Ang Lee in his face for that one.
You fighting mutant dogs.
And he's staring off into the space, and he's staring at his father. He's staring off into space, and he's staring at his father, and now they're turning green. And dude,
and all these long dialogue. I want to see that.
See, this is what happens when you let anime people do a movie.
No, artsy people. Yo, it's not about the art. That's like dummy Steven Dorff made a comment about Black Widow. I'm like, dude, shut up. We only know you because of Blade. You're a C-list actor. Shut up.
Nobody even remembers he's in Blade till you remind them.
Right. Shut up, you 5'5" cornball. Because he's about 5'5".
Yeah. You know what though? I saw an interview with the director of the new Eternals movie. And she said some things in there that really bothered me. And she's like, we want the audience to see the interaction between the character and the space that they're in. I'm sorry, what?
Just show the superpowers and I want to see shit blow up, people fly. Shut the fuck up.
I think this is going to be 2 hours of emotional trauma.
Damn.
Then it won't be a movie for me. Because superhero movies are not made to win Academy Awards.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I think she's going to do. When you say you want to talk about the space between the relationship between the character and the space they're in, that's something you're supposed to be showing at Sundance. All right, it's not an MCU movie or Tribeca. Go to Tribeca with that nonsense.
Right. Call Rob, call Bob up. Robert De Niro, call Bob and listen, I got this film. It's a superhero film. But nobody blows up. There won't be any fighting.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Eternals, man. I'm not. I don't know if I'm gonna have to. Well, if I have, I'm gonna have to go see it if it's available out here at an IMAX, which I don't think there's an IMAX remotely near me, so I won't be going to see it.
Yeah,
But
Ronan said the Ang Lee Hulk. He right. That joint was 2.5 hours that I will never get back.
2.5 hours of emotional torture because you
Who do you
kept
have
saying
playing?
get to the story.
Who do you have playing? The Hulk's father.
Oh,
Was that Nick Nolte?
Yes.
Yes.
That was my favorite part of the movie when he started acting crazy. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't need. Dude, Nick Nolte. Listen, I just need him to go sit down somewhere and get his life in order. I don't want to see him acting no more. All right.
Well, you know what comes with Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte comes with the hard liquor.
Yeah.
Cigars
he didn't have to put on makeup. That's how he actually looks in real life.
Disheveled.
Yeah. Like, Nick, comb your hair. Do something, bro. Take a bath.
He said no. This is my existence.
Oh my God. It's I tell you what, though, all these people complaining about What If, I don't know what your problem is, but y'all need to go the hell away. What If, to me, was the best thing Marvel has done, period. And I'm putting that over Endgame.
I haven't seen it yet, so.
Oh, dude, you have to. You have to. And the last episode is amazing.
Okay, shut up.
Well, you know, dude, it's just been on been over 2 weeks now. You had listen, moratorium's over,
bro. I work and sleep.
All right, well, you know, when you on the train, download the Disney app and watch it on the train.
I have the Disney app. I fall asleep.
Okay. But yeah, that one. What else is on Disney right now? That's it. That was the most recent one. I like Falcon Winter Soldier.
That was dope.
Yeah, I think of all of them, I would go What If, Falcon Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki. Because Loki just took too long to get traction. It took too many episodes for them to get into. And because the reality was the only villain that could be was Kang. The only guy it could be. So you wasted 4 episodes with all this setup when anybody who knew anything about the comic knew there was gonna be damn Kang. And, Lady Loki. Kang
the Conqueror.
And yeah, and he wasn't even Kang the Conqueror. He was something or other. Man, shut up.
Yo, who's the see if they're gonna do the Fantastic Four, you gotta get Galactus right. Y'all did Silver Surfer right, but don't hire a actor that does a director that does black comedies. That's where you're fucked up at.
You know what? The only guy right now I can think of who could really play Galactus is what's his face that played Thanos?
Josh Brolin.
Yeah. Because Thanos has to really.
I was thinking about James Earl Jones.
Yeah, but James is too old, bro.
I know, but he just has that voice. Oh, what's my man? Ving Rhames.
No. I like Ving, but I can't see him as Galactus. I can't see it. He doesn't have the presence to pull it off. He doesn't have it. That's going to be a hard one there, Galactus. That's going to be a hard one.
Right. Like Ronan said, and what I said before, just do Doom right, man.
Let's see. Dr. Doom. Who could play Dr. Doom? Oh, Mads Mikkelsen.
Who that?
God, he's in everything. Blonde haired dude, Mads Mikkelsen.
Doom don't
He
have
had.
blonde hair.
It doesn't matter. He'll color his hair, but he was in this movie about this retired assassin. And everybody started coming after him, and he had to kill everybody. He's been in a lot of stuff. Look him up. He could. I could see him as Doom.
Okay.
Because he has the accent and everything else. He could be Doom.
This is what Ronan said.
Yes. 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 Oh my God. Yes. Bryan Cranston. Yes.
Yeah. And with that, I got to go to sleep, bro.
Whatever, man.
I got to get me something to eat.
I gotta eat.
Back. It's the realest show in sports. I'm Max 611. Thank y'all for riding with us. I don't know where R is, because R just be doing stuff like that, and
he's somewhere being angry, posing with his goatee.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called the In the Paint Media Group. Please support Black media. Can y'all do that, my people? Can y'all share the show? I don't even care if you don't watch it. Just share the show. Share it on your page. Share it on your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook page. Show it to your mother. Tell her don't his language here, because we do cuss. Reggie fell asleep. I hear him snoring.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you not snoring? Okay.
No,
Is that
sir.
the dog? Is that the dog?
No,
Somebody was snoring.
Nah, dog.
But yeah, this is In the Paint. It's the realest show in sport. In sports. Follow us on Twitter at In the Paint Media. Follow me at the Real Max 611. The other guy at Real R Jones. I'm gonna bid y'all adieu, and I'm gonna say good night. Peace.
Night, fellas.